Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are back for day 3 of our 6 days of demos and sales and giveaways. We have a lot of giveaways today. Our giveaways during our event are basically based upon sharing. We do appreciate you sharing our feeds. Um, the more people that are watching, we get excited and we give away more prizes. So the more you share, the better. And today we have on tap, we have Quilter Select here coming up in a few moments with the wonderful Judy. At 12 o'clock, we have Brother. They're going to show using the ScanNCut for quilting. That'll be very cool. So Steady Table Company will be on at 2, and they're going to show the new big quilter table for any machine. It's custom cut to whatever machine you have. And then to top off today, we have Nanette from the Chenille Company, which this live broadcast is in part because of the Rusty Barn Sewing and Craft Show that we would be normally doing at this time, bringing discounts and showing new product. We've been doing it for 27 years. This would be our 27th year, actually. We're doing this live, and we always see Nanette there from Chenille. We would always be bringing the Quilter Select, all of these products, all of the companies over these next, all these 6 days. They would be generally in our booth at the show or other booths at the show. So we're bringing it to you. And this first guest, Judy from the Quilter Select Company. I know every time I demo these Quilter Select rulers with a clinging back, people come up and they say how much they love those rulers. They won't buy anything else. The rotary cutter, once they try it, people say, well, I've tried a lot of rotary cutters, but this one is amazing, and you'll see it here shortly. So we're very excited to introduce Judy from Quilter Select.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Judy. How are you?
I'm great. Looking forward to this.
So where are you located right now?
I'm actually in cold Wisconsin.
Oh, very nice.
It's very cold. At my house, we got about 8 inches of snow yesterday. So
Very nice.
it's pretty cold.
And if everybody out there watching, if they don't mind to share where they're from too, we always love to look at the comments. During this presentation, um, we will highlight questions to put them on the screen for Judy to answer. So if you have questions, please ask all that you can.
Yes,
Have
yes.
at least an hour, if not more. The more
Okay.
questions, the longer we'll be on.
And I love questions. Questions are great.
Yeah.
Make sure we get all of those answered for you. So that's awesome.
I think we have a few giveaways too, so we'll have to
Oh,
figure out
cool.
how to give away some prizes during this.
Awesome. Just come interrupt me and say, wait, prize time. That'd be great.
Let's start off offering one of our. We're doing $44 gift cards for Mulqueen.com because we've been in business for 44 years. So we're doing $44 gift cards. We'll pick a winner during the event, and we'll announce it, or during Judy talking, and we'll announce it right after Judy's done showing her presentation. And all you have to do is comment below with, have you ever used Quilter Select rulers?
Ooh.
And you'll see these comments will be like, yes, and I love them. So we do have them all on our website, mulqueen.com. They're on special. I'm going to gracefully bow out, Judy, and give you the whole screen.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for being here.
Sure, I'm looking forward. This is going to be great. And what I really like is I'm able to share my screen with you to show you these products instead of just holding something up and going, here, this is what you need. No, 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 no. I'm going to get to show this to you. So I'm going to share my screen right now so you can see me. You'll see my hands mainly. So let me go ahead and do this right now. Let's see. Let's try this one and share. Let's see if it goes. Maybe. Let me try this. Here we go. There we go. All right. So doesn't look like it's coming up here. I may have to hold this up unless there's someone that can answer this question, why it's not showing. Try it this way. All right. Let me see if you can see this on the screen. I am not hearing if you can. Let's try it again. All right. So this is what a Quilter Select ruler looks like. We have a bunch of sizes. We have over 19 sizes now, and they are created for left and right-handed. So the numbers go left to right, right to left. So if you're left to right-handed, it doesn't matter. You just put the ruler down and you have the numbers going the direction you normally would use. It also has your diagonals, both degrees, going both ways, left to right, right to left. But as mentioned, the best part is the part on the bottom. When you put a ruler down, this is what a ruler does. But when you put a Quilter Select ruler down, this is what it does. Look at that. It sticks to the fabric, which means when you are cutting and you push that ruler and the ruler moves, the fabric goes with it. You don't get those little divots. So it works really well. For those of you that haven't tried the rotary cutter is a weighted rotary cutter, and it has one button. So when you press it, all you have to do is press that button, touch the mat, and the blade's exposed. Let go. Then you can do your cutting. All right, just come up and do your cutting. And to close it, you turn it over and press, and it's done. Now, to change the blade, it's also really cool because it's very safe. What you do is you hold the handle, pull back the lever, and the blade comes out. It's on a magnet. It won't fall. Put your new blade on, put it in, and push it back, and you're ready to go. The other thing is the rotary cutters are weighted so that when you get a hold of it, instead of putting your wrist and your shoulder and your elbow up to put weight behind it to push, it's all in the cutter. So now if you press with the palm of your hand and you push, you can cut like this all day. Your wrist stays down, your elbows down, your shoulders down, and you can cut a lot longer going like this. But I've got some exciting news about this rotary cutter. We have the 60 millimeter cutter now. It is so cool to finally have our 60 millimeter. So on the 60 millimeter, I like to cut things. Maybe we want to do batting. All right. I'll take 3 layers here for now. So when we do this, it's the same way as the 45. Press the button, touch, it's open. Okay. And then you can cut. Very easy. That's 3 layers. Let's see how far we can go. 6. Should I try it? Let's try. This is 12, and this is just regular natural batting. 12 layers. Pretty cool. 60 millimeter. Okay. All right. Now let's show you something else. Now these rulers that I was just demoing, these are our rotary cutter rulers. So I'm going to keep in this line, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about some brand new rulers. These are new sizes. They have just come out. The first one, let me get this out of the way. The first one is our 2.5 by 12 inch ruler. Look at that ruler. That's so cool. It has the numbers still left to right, right to left, has all the same markings. And did you know that every single one of our rulers has a hole in it so that you can hang these up on the wall so they take less room? You can put multiples on a hook. So with this size, the 2.5 is awesome for a jelly roll. You can cut your jelly roll strips with it. You can cut batting strips with this if you want to do your jelly roll rugs. This is perfect for that. And again, it's not going to slip. it's going to hold. So it really works well when you're trying to cut all of those batting pieces. Okay. Now, another ruler. Let me get a hold of it here. Is our new 8.5 by 12. 8.5 by 12. This is such a cool ruler because you can do your square ups, but with 8.5 by 12, it's really great for border prints. All right. When you look at this border print, you're like, okay, well, maybe I want this piece to be my focus. Maybe I want the sides to be my focus. What do I want as my focus? This is really cool because once you set it down and you line up what you want, line it right up, and look, it stays no matter what. It's not slipping. Those lines are not moving underneath here. It is staying. And I can cut this out and I'm ready to go. And if I decide I don't want the peach as the center, I can pick it up and maybe move it to the center. Whatever you like, you're able to put your border print exactly you want. So this is good for border prints when you're doing your quilts with the borders, you know, quilt borders for your quilts. This is great. You can cut them all out at once. So that's what this one would work for. Again, it has the lines left to right, right to left. For the numbers, it has your, oops, I'm holding upside down. Sorry. It has your 45, 60, and 30-degree lines, both going left to right, right to left. The numbers are all the way through. And I don't know if you've noticed this before, but if you look, even the 1/4 inch marks go all the way through the ruler. There's nothing in the way. Your lines go all the way through. And it does that on all of them. All right, so this is pretty cool to check that one out. All right. Now the next one that's new, this is the third brand new one. These just came out. This one is the 1.5 by 12. Now the 1.5 by 12, what I love about this, if you were a garment sewer, this is perfect for your buttonholes, flipping over your buttonhole protection, doing your marks. It's great for that. It's great for hemming. But if you're a quilter, it's wonderful if you are doing patterns for paper piecing, like I have one here. I'm just going to show it to you real quick. Getting ready to quilt this one. But when you have the patterns like this, and you go to cut these pattern pieces out, look how they're long, narrow, and skinny. This is perfect for that. This ruler is perfect for cutting these pieces out that are long and skinny. Sometimes when you use those wider rulers, like my 6 by 12, it's so big, and yet I'm cutting out teeny, tiny little pieces. It is much better to do it with this type of a ruler. It's an awesome, awesome ruler to do this with. Okay. So these three, let me get them back over here. Oh, here it is. Oh, there it is. The 8, it's an 8.5 by 12, 1.5 by 12, and there it is. 2.5 by 12. So these are the brand new rulers. They just came out. I think we started shipping them in December. So these have just came out. Now, we have a couple other things to talk about that are new and different. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, if you need your replacement blades for your rotary cutters, you might have had these for a while, the 45 and the 60, they all have packs of either a single pack or 5-pack to get your replacement blades. So those are available too. And yes, you can use other blades, but we recommend ours. They're steel, so they have no flex, no wobble to them. So pretty cool with that. All right. And then look at this. Have you seen this? This is our 9 by 12 mat. This is the perfect mat for taking to school, for classes, to school. been talking a lot about school recently, but for taking it to classes or for keeping it by your sewing machine, it's the perfect size. Or again, if you're cutting out all those little tiny pieces and you're using these rulers, it is perfect for that. It has your marks again, left to right, right to left. It is a 9x12. It is in these colors because these are the Quilter Select colors, and it was our anniversary mat. Everyone loved it so much. We've got some more orders in, so we have them. Not sure how long it'll last, so when they're gone, they'll be gone, and we probably won't get them again. But this is an awesome little mat to have in your stash to work with, especially with all the little things. Okay. Now let's talk about something else that's new. Self-erase marker. This marker is so cool. Now, first off, it will disappear. Here, I'll just open it up. So if you draw a line and you've got your line drawn there and you go, okay, that's good, and you use it, whatever, it will disappear by itself within 72 hours, sometimes several hours, depends on how heavy your hand is, and it'll just disappear. You can iron on it and it'll still be there. You just wash it out if you've ironed on it. Now, if you're drawing a line and you're going along and you go, whoops, made a mistake there, what's really cool is you just take the lid off, come back the other way to the other end of the pen and erase that oops. Just like that, and the oops is going away. All right. Take just a minute, it'll dry, and this will be totally gone. The ink is totally gone. It just disappears. There is no ink on there. This has just got to dry. All right. It's really cool, and it'll wash out. So that's the self-erase marker. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about some other things that we have going on too. Let's talk about the thread. We have Quilter Select thread, which is 60 weight and 80 weight. And you can tell the difference because the color of the spool. There's a band on, whoops, sorry. There's a band on top, so you can see the difference. All right. So it's great to have this. The 80 weight has a polyester core, has the long Egyptian cotton fibers to it, but it has been thermal treated. So it is very fine, easy to use, but look at this, strong. It takes a lot to get it to break, to finally break. All right. That's because of the poly core and the thermal treatment. So this is great for using this thread for your hand binding. Maybe you want to do your binding by hand. To do your stippling and quilting in your quilt, it'll disappear in there. If you want to make lace with this on your embroidery machines, put it in the top and in the bobbin and do your freestanding lace. It is so delicate and so light. It's strong enough thread, it'll handle it. It is gorgeous. I urge you to use it. Also, if you do small letters, those little teeny tiny letters, 2 millimeters, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, really tiny, the kind that you would put in a patch or above your pocket if you're putting a name and a phone number underneath it, use this thread. It'll be more clear because it is so thin. The 60 weight is an awesome polyester core, long Egyptian fibers, and when you touch this, it feels like cotton. It looks like cotton, but it has the strength of polyester in it. All right. Combination. Alex Anderson likes to say this is the best combination when you are piecing your quilts. The best combination, 60 weight in the top, 80 weight in the bottom. Because of the two different textures, they actually lock together inside your quilt. So your stitching is gorgeous when you're stitching with this. All right. Now, good news. We've always had the 60 weight in the 2,500 yards. Brand new. Here we go. These, I just got mine 2 days ago. These just came in. We have 4 colors in the 80 weight thread. So we have it in the white, the gray, the ecru, and the black. 2,500 yards. This is awesome for the long armers. You get to put this on your long arm machine, and now you won't run out when you're using these smaller ones. You now have it. Now, if you want to make lace, you can use this thread for lace as well. And look how long it's going to last, a long, long time. All right. So now we have the 2,500 yards in those currently 4 colors in the 80 weight. Okay. It's a little bit different colors in the 60 weight, but the 80 weight is an awesome thread to use. All right. Now, let's talk about something else that's new. Ta-da! This is cool. This is our Quilter Select pins. They are glass head pin. All right, so the head is made out of glass, which means you can iron on it. They are very, very sharp. I'm going to grab 2 layers of batting here. They just go immediately through and come right up. Easy, easy to use. The best thing is you can take your iron and come back and iron over it. It will not hurt them, will not melt, and they're super, super sharp. I just wondered something. Let's try this. Yep. There's 4 layers of batting, no problem whatsoever. Super sharp. And here's the other part. Inside here, this piece is magnet. So it's got a hold. As my pins move around, they get attached to the magnet and they stay. Pretty cool. All right, and you can see what they are. Those are the new glass head pins from Quilter Select. Okay. Now I'm going to take a second and come back so I can see how we're doing, see if there's any questions. Let me come back up here. There we go. Are there any questions? We're doing good. What is the length on the pin? I believe it is like 1.5 inches, but I will just set it down right here and check. From the tip to the head of the pin, it's 1.5 inches. So it's about 1 3/8 inches of solid pin. Okay. Do the lines come back with cold water? No, they don't, Rami. The lines do not come back. Once you wash them out, they're gone. This piece right here where I took it out, they're all gone. There's nothing there. And then when I wash it, it won't come back. Very good questions. Are the new mats? Yes, these are the same. Now, self-healing is kind of a misnomer because what happens is what causes a mat to actually crack is all the fibers get down into your cuts. So you always want to clean your mat and get all of that stuff out of the cuts. All right. That'll keep your mat from spreading. That's what causes a mat to spread is all the stuff that you're cutting and pushing into it. Okay. Now let me read this. I was told to use 60 weight for letters. Okay, so let me go back and give you a little example. 60 weight is great for lettering. However, when you're doing uppercase and lowercase, sometimes even 60 weight is too thick. And depending on the font, it's hard to read. So go to your 80 weight. The less thread, the clearer your lettering is going to be. So yes, 60 weight is good. However, if you've got a certain font, let's say the letter E, and it's closed up inside, switch to your 80 weight. You'll be much happier with that. Okay, do you recommend to clean the rulers? Okay, no, rulers, I do not recommend cleaning the rulers. Only take just take like a, how do I say it? Like a washcloth, not a wet washcloth, something dry. Okay, a dry cloth, anything to rub your mat and take out all those extra fibers, especially if you're cutting batting on a mat. You want to get those fibers out. Okay. All right. What size is this mat? This is a 9x12 mat. So it's the perfect size. It's the green and it's kind of a bluish teal, but it's a green and teal. It's a 9x12. Can you demo how to hold the rotary cutter again? Absolutely. Before I switch up to demoing that, let me show you something. And I wanted you to see my shoulder, and then I'll show it to you down below. When you have your rotary cutter in your hand, do you ever find yourself getting your rotary cutter and you do this because you're putting your weight and you're pushing your rotary cutter? Well, when I show you my hand again, if you push with the palm of your hand and you're pushing this way, look at my shoulder. It stayed down, the elbow is down, everything's down, my back is staying aligned. So let me demo this for you again. All right. So when you take this and you put it in your hand, instead of gripping it and pushing everything up and pushing down, watch my hand, put it in the palm of your hand, hold it. I keep my finger here. I've seen some people where they put 2 fingers up, but the push is from the palm of your hand and you just push it along. Wrist is down, elbows down, shoulders down. And this is much easier to use, easier on your wrist. I've also seen people still hold it this way. Let me turn it sideways. My wrist is still up, but if you're more comfortable, you can do that. It's whatever you want. Your blade is still showing the whole way, whichever way you hold it. But my recommendation is this way for cutting. Now, to open it again, hold the button, touch the mat, and your blade will expose, and now you can cut. And turn it over and touch, and it closes. If you're left-handed, as long as this button is under your thumb, you have your blade held the right way. It will actually go up next to your ruler's blade to the ruler. All right. And you can cut and close. And then when you go back this way, do the same thing, cut and then close. All right. All right. Let me come back and let me answer some more questions here. Let me come back. Okay. All right. We need to share. Oh, shares. It did not come up. Let me try that one more time. Let me try that again. I apologize. Share the screen and share. And click on this. There we go. We'll try that again. All right. So when you get a hold of it, you are going to put it in the palm, put 1 finger or 2 fingers on, and you're pushing this way. All right. Whatever way is more comfortable, everything stays down. If you're left-handed, put it in your left-handed, press the button, touch the mat, it exposes the blade, and you can cut. And to close it, turn it over and touch. That's all you have to do. Right-handed, same thing. Okay, cut, turn it over and close. By doing this, it'll keep your wrist down. Now, if you grab this way, can you see what happened to my wrist versus this way? So whatever way you're comfortable, still work. And again, the weight is in the rotary cutter, so you can do this. All right, let me stop sharing and come back and answer some more questions here. All right. Does the cutter use specific blades? Okay, you have to use the flat blades. You can't, the specialty blades, the wavy blades need a clearance on them. In all honesty, I have not put one of my wavy blades on here because they all have a special rotary cutter for it. It has a deeper protection. This is pretty flat. I would have to try that. I'm not going to say a lot of the paper, what do you call it, scrapbooking paper cutters, those specialty ones, not all of them are going to work on this rotary cutter because it is really, really flat here. So you would have to try it. But yes, you can use other blades, other brands, 45 for the 45 and 60 on the 60. But as for specialty, I would have to test it. All right, any other questions? We're good. All right, then I will come back and continue on here. Let me go ahead and share the screen again. And go here and share. There we go. All right, so I'm back. Okay. So now the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is this ruler. This ruler is phenomenal. Now it looks like our cutting rulers. It really does. Okay, it looks like this is our cutting rulers here, but there is a difference. It's got the same markings, left to right, right to left, has the same hole for hanging, has the same grip on the bottom, but it does have 2 holes here. And if you look at the sides, Look how much thicker this is. It is almost double the thickness of this one. That's because this is not a rotary cutter ruler. This is our machine ruler. This ruler is what you're going to use with a, let me grab it out here, a ruler foot. It is so cool. I'm so excited about this. This is called our precision machine ruler. So if we're wanting to do long arm work, ruler work on our domestic machines, our regular machines, we can do it with this ruler now. Okay, if I were to use a regular rotary cutting ruler, the problem is the foot would go underneath or go on top because it's so thin. All right. Also, because it has that grip, how am I going to move it on the fabric? Okay, I can't get a hold of it. That takes more work. Long arm rulers, when they're doing ruler work, are real thick like this, and they have a special foot that has this 1/4 inch marking on it. All right, it's thick. Your needle comes down through here. Now, if you don't have a ruler foot, and it's called a ruler foot, if you don't have one, Mulqueens, I'm sure, can help you get one for your machine. A lot of machine manufacturers make some for their own machines. Some do not, but there's some awesome ones out there. I believe it was mentioned you've got ruler work coming up. It's really cool to have this. Your needle goes right in the center. The foot, let me put a piece of fabric down here. The foot rides right next to the ruler. So when this is down here, let's do it this way. The foot, as you're sewing, and your free motion sewing, you're just going along your ruler like this. See how that rolls right along the edge of the ruler? The foot does. It will not come up, will not go under because it's the same thickness. All right. And so you're going to be stitching. Now here's what's cool. When you get down to the bottom, your sewing machine has been feeding it through, you've been pushing it through, and you get here. When you stop, this is attached. But guess what? These little holes right here, ta-da! You can slide it right back down and continue on. Or maybe you were stopping and you were going to go back because now you wanted to do your ruler work and you wanted to go backwards, back up. All right. Or maybe you wanted to go on an angle. You can do this. So make sure you have a ruler foot. It's very important with these rulers. I'm going to tell you there's more in the pipeline. I'm so excited about this ruler and what's coming. I cannot wait to get them in my hands and be able to show you new things coming in our machine rulers. All right. So let me come back, see if there's any questions here. There we go. All right. So the machine ruler is, if you don't have a long arm, you can do ruler work now. So it's really cool. Do you have smaller cutters coming up? Patty, on the cutters, I have not heard. I don't know. I have no idea what's coming down the pipeline. I know we've been told we have new machine rulers coming. We always have new other rulers coming. Just so you know, just to get a prototype takes 6 to 9 months. Well, guess what? When all this happened last year, everything got delayed. So I'm not sure where we're at right now. Now, how thick is the ruler? The ruler, this is a 1/4 inch thick. All right, it's a 1/4 inch thick. Can you use 60 weight thread for your bobbin thread? Absolutely. But know that the 60 weight isn't slick. It's not smooth like your normal 60 weight. It has texture of cotton. I have used this 60 weight when I'm using metallic thread because I like how the two grip together when I'm either sewing or I'm making metallic lace. I will put the 60 weight cotton in because I like the way it grips together. Now, if you're doing an embroidery design and you're using the 60 weight cotton, just check it. Make sure you like the way it feels because it is not as, and I think you understand when I tell you to grab your 60 weight thread, your bobbin thread, and feel it, and you'll see how smooth and slippery it is. All right. But yes, you can use it. Is there a video to watch it work with the ruler work? I know they're working on that right now. This is something brand new coming up. So keep listening to Quilter Select. Keep looking for our Facebook posts, anything like that, because as soon as they're ready, it will be posted. And I'm going to say probably on Quilter Select. So when you go to quilterselect.com, that's where you'll find the videos. All right. And I'm sure Mulqueens will know too, because we'll let all of them know when these videos start coming out that we can do that. Do you have squaring rulers? Absolutely, we do. Let me grab one here. And I think this is what you're talking about, are the square up rulers where they're all square. Our smallest one is this one right here. It's a 2.5 by 2.5. The biggest one currently we have is an 18 by 18. So yes, we do have these. If you nick a ruler, can it be fixed? Unfortunately, if you nick a ruler, it really cannot be fixed. I would always just move that over and keep that on the opposite side, because once you nick it, you actually take it away. Now, I will give you a tip on cutting, but I'll show you in a minute. What machine does the ruler assist? A machine ruler here can be used on any sewing machine, embroidery machine, any machine. It can be used on that. You can even use it on a long arm if you want, but it's a little small for a long arm. Serrated split on the large grip holes on the thick ruler. There is no raised, if you're talking right here on these, there is no raised, because your fingers just, mine fit right in here, and I just use it and slide it back and forth when I need it. Okay. About the pins are awesome. These are the pins right here. They are glass head pins. They're about 1.5 inches long from tip to the head. They're about 1.75 inches just below the head right there. They will go through multiple layers. I took a piece of batting, folded up into 4s. Have no idea where it went, but folded into 4s and went right through it. They are very sharp. So I've been using this on my quilts, but I've also been using it in garment sewing. And there's a magnet that holds them inside the case so they don't fall out. Okay. All right. Are we doing okay? Any other questions? How many pins are there? You know, that's a very good question. Let me look and see if it says on the back here. I've never counted it. No, it doesn't say. I will have to count that. I absolutely have no idea. I've just opened it and started using them. This is every one. This is a brand new one. So 40, 50, I don't know. I'll have to count for you. All right. What size of quilting mats do we carry? We carry the 9 by 12, the 12 by 18, the 24 by 36, and the 36 by 60. Those are all the mats we carry. We carry 4 sizes. So this is our smallest mat right here. Okay. All right. Any other? Oh, good. He's going to count the pins for us right now, because I've never counted. It doesn't say on the, oh, guess what? Oh, it does right here in the blue. Select pin tin contains 100 pins. It's right there. I just missed it, but it's right there on the back. So cool. Thank you for that question. We all now know there's 100 pins in the box. All right. Any other questions? Okay. All right. So let me come back here. Whoop. All right. So let me come on back here and talk about this for one more minute. I'm going to share the screen and get a hold of it. All right. So there is one other thing I wanted to talk about, and it was something that I had completely forgotten about. And then I was reminded that this came out last year. Not a lot of people have seen this. This is the press and bond thread. This is the Fusible press and bond thread. This stuff is cool. There is over 880 yards on this. So there's a lot on here. But for those of you that have the embroidery machine and you like to make patches, all right, maybe you want to make an iron-on patch, or if you have a serger, let me show you some of the things you can do with this thread because it's amazing. And I have found I love to use this thread, and it is a medium heat, all right, not a high heat, medium heat. Okay. So if you want to do a patch, an iron-on patch, what you do normally is you embroider it out onto your no-show mesh. You take your heat craft tool and you burn it out. And then you put press and bond the sheet on the back. You press it, high heat, you hold it, you wait, you peel the cover off, and now you have a fusible patch. But for this, and you can see it's not sewn, for this patch, all I did instead of using bobbin thread was put the press and bond thread in the bobbin, embroidered my whole design on the no-show mesh, melted away the no-show mesh, and then fused it because it's became a fusible patch. It was very easy. I did not have to adjust my tension to do this. Okay. The next thing that you can do with it is a serger. And I think everybody, quilters, sewers, embroiderers, everybody needs a serger. And I'm sure Mulqueens can help you with this. Now, Mulqueen will also, help you find the right combination for you. But I know we have a lot of new sewers out there. So real quick, a serger has 2 needles on the top instead of 1 like your sewing machine, and they come down through the plate. Down below, there's 2 fingers. They look like knitting needles. They're kind of crossed like this. The one that goes under the plate where the needles come down, that's called your lower looper. And the one that comes up and over the plate, that's your upper looper. Fusible thread is awesome to put in your lower looper. When you put it, that's the looper that stays down low. When you put it in that looper and you serge the edge of your fabric, this would be the top, this would be the back side. If all you do now is take it and fold it down and press, guess what? Look how clean that seam is, and the other side, it is invisible. There's nothing to see. It's fused. Now, if you don't want the thread to show at all, put 2 spools on, one in the upper and one in the lower looper, both the loopers, not the needle. It'll be on top and on bottom. So then when you fold it and fold it again and then press it, look, no thread showing here, none here. So if you were to have let's say a tablecloth, and you don't have the thread to match that, or a dress or a pair of pants, and you just don't have the thread to match, you can use the fusible and it will hide everything, and you can do a perfect hem. It is machine washable and it is permanent. All right, let me come back and see if I can answer any more questions here. Come back. All right. All right, I just got to see that. That's pretty awesome. So are there any questions going on? Anybody have questions on fusible thread? All right, are there any other questions on Quilter Select overall and any of their other products that I could answer? Thank you. I love doing this stuff. It's so exciting. Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else need any questions on that? All right. Well, I think we're doing good. Okay. All right. Let me get one other. Where did it go? I had it somewhere. Oh, I missed one. That's what I wanted to show. Let me come back. All right. I'm going to share one more time. And who knew we had to know about all these things? All right. For those of you that like to sew on trim, or maybe you like to do bias binding, all right, maybe you also want to use or do a stained glass window quilt and you have all of that binding that you need to put down, you use a twin needle to stitch it down, but sometimes it slips. Here's another little nifty trick. Use the monofilament Quilter Select thread, all right? Put it in the top needle, and in the bottom, in your bobbin, put in your fusible thread. And this is the press and bond thread. It's the fusible thread. Put that thread in and just stitch along the edge of your ribbon and do it on the opposite side. You can press ribbon, you can press bias tape, you can do all of that and it'll be perfectly straight. There's no stitches on this, okay? Now, if you're doing it for stained glass, what you want to do is put your twin needle on the size of your bias tape and have 2 spools, one going in each needle, and then just stitch your bias tape down right on your bias tape. And now you can go and fuse it in place. It's perfect. It'll be right where you want it. Again, it's permanent. It does not wash out. All right, let me come back. Oops. I think I lost you. There you are. All right. Okay, does anybody else have questions? Because I think I have all the new products showing. Again, it is over 20 rulers now. We currently have 1 ruler in the sewing machine ruler line. There will be more coming. We also had your new 80 weight thread. All right. How long does this thread hold? Brenda, if you're talking about the fusible press and bond, this is a permanent. It does not come off. It doesn't go away. You can wash it. It will stay there permanently. Also, there's a QR code on here that you can scan and see some more information on it. It works. On the fusible thread, can you remove it from your project before applying heat? Yes. So for example, Patty, if you were sewing with this and you go, uh-oh, I sewed the wrong thing, it doesn't belong there, you take it out just like regular thread. But once you touch it with an iron, it's permanent. It does not go away. You can't get it off. So make sure before you touch that iron, you have it exactly where you want it. All right, very good questions. Okay, there's no way to come back and like water soluble or anything like that to get it off. It is truly permanent. All right. Okay. All right, then we're going to go ahead and see. I think they've been talking about some giveaways. Let's see what we've got. I think they're coming back. Let's see. Should be in a few minutes. There you are.
Hi, Judy.
Hi.
Yeah, we love when you talk about all this stuff. And Jer and I were talking about how nobody was able to really stump you except for the pins. Like,
yeah.
But then you figured it out. So we should play a Stump the Judy contest.
Oh, that would be fun.
You seem to know all the answers. So
that's
Jer
like,
has. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's like saying my challenge used to be, tell me something you want embroidery on. And I had a lady bring me a mirror. We got embroidery on it. So I like challenges. Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Should I tell them who won the gift card, or just pretend like we didn't give a gift card away?
Oh no, we need to. I saw that you were giving one away behind my back, so now we got to give away 2. Is that what we're doing, or what are we doing?
I was going to give away some Quilter Select stuff.
Oh,
so
okay.
So let's. I guess since you know about it, what should we give away? Should we do one of the pens?
Let's see. We have. Oh yeah, the pin set.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Pin set? Okay.
So the first one, though, we talked about giving away was a $44 gift card for Mulqueen.com. And so Jer is going to put the name up for that. Lucky winner. It's Donna.
Congratulations, Donna. That's awesome.
Donna, your name's on the screen there. You can expect a gift card to an email address, if that's okay. Just email Jer at Mulqueen.com. You'll put that up on the screen here. But email him, tell him you're the lucky winner, and he will get you the gift card emailed right to you. And then one of those pin sets with 100 pins.
100 pins.
I'm glad you found the count because that was a big number to count all those pins.
I couldn't have managed the package not saying it.
I like that they're magnetic in there.
And then the winner for the pin set, let's see, Rhonda Morgan.
Rhonda Morgan.
Congratulations, Rhonda. You win a package of pins. So, and then everything is available on our website. So anything that you've seen that you do want, you can add it to your cart on our website. And I will show you guys how to do that here in a while. So,
I also want to just point out that we never know how many people are going to be watching these and how much inventory to have. We do have quite a bit of inventory, but some of it will be immediately ordered today to get it rushed here so we can get it out to you. So just please bear with us on orders. We have people out there that are filling orders right now just to quickly get everything out to you guys. So we are working on that. Judy, did you have more to show, or was it mainly just the highlights of all the new goodies?
That was all the new goodies, but there's another item I can talk about, and I think you probably have it. It's a regular item that we normally carry. Do you have Apple Web Plus?
I would have to run out there to see, but
I would love to talk about it because it's another Fusible, and it's a
I'm going to cut in front of the camera. You said it's the Web Plus, right?
Yes, Apple Web Plus.
There goes Jer. He's going to grab it.
Yeah, it is. It's a normal item that we would carry that we've had in Quilter Select, but I truly love this webbing as well. If you're looking for a Fusible, and there's multiple ways to use it, and I would love to show that. That's okay with you?
Yep, he's just making sure we can say yes right now that we have it, so make it easy to order it if you're interested. Otherwise, we will just ask you to go ahead and talk about it because we love hearing people's favorite product.
Yeah, this is great stuff.
Is it a tape or is it a?
No, well, it does come in as a tape, but I'm doing it on the rolls.
Okay.
All right.
Then I grabbed the wrong one.
He grabbed the tape version.
He's got the tape. All right.
I'll be right back.
So it comes on a roll, and it's Apple Web. There's Apple Web and there's Apple Web Plus, but I like the Apple Web Plus. Right. So
I'll write that down.
Stuff. Apple Web Plus, and it is awesome. This is kind of off the cuff, guys. This wasn't what we planned, but this is something, since I want to talk about it. It is a Quilter Select item. It was created for doing our appliques. There's a lot of you call them those collage quilts, where they're taking like a bunch of flowers and they create like a horse, or they create a bird. They create something out of it by using all of these pieces of applique. Well, Apple Web Plus is perfect for that because it is so thin and so light. I mean, when I hold this up, look at this. You can almost see through it. It is all fusible, but here's the cool part too. Watch this. It stretches. All right. It's very stretchy. Did you find some? Okay. All right. So it's very.
We will have it though for you guys.
Yep, just
awesome.
Give us a little bit of time to get that on our link. But we'll talk about that in a few moments.
Awesome.
Oh, that looks cool.
So let me show you how you can use this. I can share my screen real quick, and I will show you how to use it and a couple of things that you can do with it. Because this is one of my fun things to do, is when you need to fuse something together, there are times that you're just like, how am I going to get this up there? How am I going to do this? So Apple Web, when it's the Apple Web Plus, it has paper on one side. The Fusible, what I was just showing you, this is on the other side. So you can feel it. Can't see it, but you can feel it. And it's paper on the other. You would take your shape, whatever you want, and I'm going to use this doily, and I put it down and I traced it. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut away right inside the lines, and you're going to have your piece left. Okay. You're going to take it to the back of your doily, or whatever it is you want to fuse. Okay. Maybe it's your fabric, not doilies. And you're going to fuse it. But here's the tip. Because these doilies have all these holes in it, make sure you put a Teflon down, a Teflon pressing mat. Don't use your cloth ones, because the cloth ones, you actually fuse it to your doily, or you'll fuse it to your ironing board if you don't put this down because of all the holes. You would put it down, you're going to press it, okay? When it cools, and this is the same on any one of our fusibles. If you press it, let it cool. Once it cools, you peel the paper off. When you peel it off, this is now an adhesive, and you can now take it, like this napkin right here, put it down, line it up, and fuse it. And it's permanent. But look at this. There's nothing behind in the little holes because the apple web fuses up into the fibers of the doily. If you're an embroiderer, what's really cool about it is I can take this t-shirt right here, put this out of the way. And if I want to put a lace right here, right around this neckline, okay, sometimes when you're doing embroidery, we've got all these wonderful things for hooping, but sometimes you just don't have time. So what you can do is embroider out your lace, get it all embroidered freestanding. This has been washed, it's super soft. Trace it just like I did for the heart on the paper side of the Apple Web Plus. Let it cool, peel it off, but look at this. Then when you take it and just line it up, press it, perfect placement, first try. It is a great way to put this on. And if you're doing smaller items, things maybe you can't hoop or you don't want to take apart, using the Apple Web Plus is perfect for that. And for quilters, look at this. This is fun too. We talk about all of our quilts and about having labels, all right? Putting labels on the back. And a lot of times on our quilts, when we go to put that label on the back, sometimes we sew it on our backing. Sometimes we sew it on by hand. I sewn it on by hand and actually seen my stitches on the front because I wasn't paying attention. Or I get it on and it's crooked. Well, here's another way. Take this. You can put the fusible web behind it. Take it, line it up, and press it, and it's going to stay. It's permanent. It's on. Another way, and this is just another tip, another way to use the fusible thread. So the first way was to use the apple web. Second way, when you create your label, put your regular thread and the needle on top, put your press and bond thread on the bobbin, just stitch around, line it up, put it down, press it, permanent, and it's perfectly placed. So that's two ways to put that label on. So that was just a real quick, fun thing. I love Apple Web Plus. Let me come back here. There we go. So it's a lot of fun to do that. And so just something a little bit to think about, another fusible.
That was cool. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome.
I texted Ken real quick and said, Ken, get it on a site. We got to have that. We do have it in the rolls, but we just don't have it in the I'm sorry, we have it by the tape.
Tape.
Just didn't
right
have it
now
by the roll.
And the tape is good. Again, if you're putting something like strips down the middle of a quilt, or maybe you're piecing things together, you could put it underneath, like a lot of those tile seams. You put the tile seams down, and then you're supposed to stitch something down the center between the two things you've embroidered. A lot of times, if you run that tape down the center there, you can just press whatever it is you want right over that, and that will hold, and it's permanent, and it won't slip on you.
Yeah. Boy, I could see a new product all day.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. So did anybody come up with any other questions before we sign out? We got the wonderful Judy here to answer any questions. Judy, whenever, like I said, we used to do, and we'll do it again, something called Fun Club in our store.
Oh, I remember those, yes.
Yep. And so I would get the easier demos, and because I don't do a lot of actual sewing. So I was, whenever I show the rulers and the rotary cutter, the crowds, because we would get 300, 400, 500 people in the store through that day, and the crowds, every crowd that would come up, somebody would say, that is the best rotary cutter ever. And then they would go into the Quilter Select rulers, and like then all the other people would say, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to try that.
Yes.
It is the best thing. And did you say you were thinking about coming out with more like the ruler work rulers?
The machine rulers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's going to be something.
I know they're talking about it. I know, again, everything got delayed because of
Yeah.
last year, but I know they're coming. I'm so excited. I cannot wait until I can actually see some and get my hands on it.
Yeah.
And I also see a question.
Oh, good.
Is it stiff? Can it be used to patch a pair of jeans? Absolutely, you can patch jeans, and you can use it on pretty much anything. All right. It will not come off with many washings. You can use it on a child's. It's a permanent, like I don't want to say cement because cement's stiff and hard. This will stay soft, but it's definitely permanent. What topper does the fusible thread go in? What does it say? Oh, what looper does the fusible thread go in on a serger? Okay, so the fusible thread, it depends. If you only want to turn it once, put it in the lower looper. It's the one that goes underneath the plate, all right? If you want it so that you can roll it and press it into place, put it in the upper and lower looper.
Oh, both.
On both. It makes it really strong because you're rolling that hem.
Okay.
And that will hold it twice.
And we just put that fusible press and bond thread in our Quilter Select tab that we'll talk about in a little bit.
Awesome.
So it's there if anybody's interested in that.
Okay, how does your fusible thread from Charlotte's Web fusible thread? You know, I have not tried hers, so I have to say I'm not sure what would be different on it. What I would look at, if you have both, check the thickness. I think that's where you're going to find differences on any fusible thread. It's the thickness of the thread and the stretchiness of it. So depending on that combination will determine if you can put it in your bobbin and use it like I did in my embroidery, or use it on your serger. That's what I would recommend when you're looking at fusibles, because there's a lot of fusibles out there, but take a look at how thick it is. Is it going to change your tension in your bobbin because it's too thick? Or if it's stretchy, like some of our machines work good with a bobbin thread that stretches and others do not. So you need to check that. That would be my recommendation. Good questions. I love the questions.
Yep. I guess you know, we had Trevor from R&K yesterday.
Oh, he's
now we have Judy today from R&K with the Quilter Select division. And then tomorrow we have, is it tomorrow? Let me just make sure. Yep, tomorrow at 10 a.m. we have Kathy Quinn from R&K. And she's going to go over stabilizers, like a stabilizer 101 kind of class for everybody. You guys are such a professional company. We love doing these webinars. We've had you do a couple just Quilter Select webinars in the past for us through this virtual time period. And you've always done such a great job.
They're fun. Thank you. We love doing them.
But it's kind of holding off just in case anybody's. I think we've questioned them out. There's no more questions. We've ran out.
We ran them dry.
Yeah. So thank you very, very much. These specials will be available until the 31st of this month. So you do have plenty of time to shop on our website. Everything that Judy had demoed is going to be placed in a tab that we're going to show you shortly. But I do want to say thank you for being here, and until we meet again.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll meet in the future together in person.
Yeah. Right. Normally we would be at the Rusty Barn.
Yeah.
So,
that would be, yeah.
We're hoping that they can put it out. They were talking about delaying it until I think they were, because they were commenting yesterday. It may possibly be delayed until April or May, and actually have this year's Rusty Barn. But if not, we will do it next year in January.
That'd be awesome.
So it's nice to see you, Judy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. We love having Judy. We love the R&K company. Everything that they make is top quality. Their software, their threads, their stabilizers, their rulers, like the whole gamut is just amazing. And we want you guys to take advantage of the specials. So we're going to have Jer come on He is the third generation of the Mulqueen family working in our business, which we're excited for. And here is Jared to show you how to place an order.
How's it going? Alrighty, so I know if you were here yesterday and the day prior, you would see this a couple times throughout the day, and it's just nice. I get questions a lot in here where to find stuff and how to go about purchasing different items. So what I'm going to do for you guys is just show you. So on our website, it's just mulqueen.com. You can go ahead and see it up here at the top. That's going to be blasted through your minds all day. You'll wake up in the middle of the night saying Mulqueen, and then so on here, you click that little banner that comes across the main part of the screen, and it says the Mulqueen Sewing and Fabrics Virtual Sewing, Quilting, and Embroidery Expo. Inside of this is all of the different brands that we are having come on with us. So if you go through, you can see every day the kind of the schedule, and then you can also see all the different brands that we have done so far. So Quilter Select is what we just did. So I'll go ahead and click on there. I'm going to keep updating all these questions so I can see. As you scroll down through here, you can see everything that Judy just talked about and more. So the one ruler she talked about, the quilting ruler, that's right here. Everything right now is automatically 20% off. There's no promo code. There's nothing like that. All you have to do is add it to your cart, and you automatically get 20% off. All right. So as we go down through here,
this is where you'll find the webbing that we just talked about, Apple Web Plus, and the press and bond thread.
it'll be on there shortly.
If it's not there right now, sometimes when we add stuff, it takes a little bit to process and get added to the site. So just check back. You can always add your stuff to the cart, and then check back in maybe 20, 30 minutes. It will, all the new stuff that we quickly added will appear.
And then the rotary cutters, I know they're not on there right now, but those will be on there here shortly as well. They are on our website. Let me show you kind of how to go about doing that, even though they're not on that page right now. You can go into this live event product specials. Anything that you don't see that's not that is not on that one page, you can find it inside of here. So you can scroll down. Anything that we've talked about that you don't see inside of those special pages, they may be in here. But if you don't want to go and search, you can go up to the search bar up here, and you can go to just rotary cutter. And then as you hit rotary cutter, it's going to pop up. Right here is the Quilter Select rotary cutter. It's just taking a second. I'll let it catch up with me.
You're too fast, Jared.
I know I'm outthinking the computer. So right here in the middle is the Quilter Select rotary cutters. After that, you actually both of them. This is isn't it? The deluxe. So that's the 60 millimeter, and then that is the 45 millimeter. So you can go ahead and click on either of those. They're both 20% off. So that way you can add those to your cart. And just to reiterate what Darren said, we don't know how many people are going to be in our streams every single day. So we didn't order in thousands of items. We didn't order in 10 items. We have everything kind of placed on an order, but we haven't placed the order yet. So as soon as we kind of get a final tally at the end of the week, but every day we're going to place chunk orders. So by the end of the week, we'll have pallets and pallets of stuff coming in with everything that you guys have ordered. We see these orders coming through. We appreciate everything. So like right now, I'm going to answer just a few questions. So accommodating to us demanding people. Let's see what else we have. Oh, the rotary cutters are on page 2.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for that. And then, yeah, so Lisa, the roll, it's not something that we've had in our store before. It's always been the tape. So we have to actually physically create that product in our system. So it should be on there within the hour. We have Ken running around like a chicken with his head cut off back there trying to get these products because it's just randomly that they'll pop up another product inside the stream, and we didn't know that they were going to use it. So it wasn't something that we were prepared for certain things. So, and it happens with every person so far.
But we love it. So
we love it because you guys obviously are looking for it. So, Lynn, I had emailed you earlier about the USB sticks. We do have bracelets as well as regular USB sticks. The bracelets are on the website, but the USB sticks are currently not on there. I will go ahead and show you guys if you just type in USB. The reason she's asking about 2 gigabyte USB sticks is basically one reason only is that's what your machine's like. So if you're going to be uploading a lot of digitized files, and you want to upload a lot, you don't need a massive USB stick because your machine, chances are, it's not going to register. So your safest and best bet is to go with a 2 gigabyte USB stick. Reason being, digitized files don't take up a bunch of space. So you could put a couple hundred files on one stick and go through your machine and find it on the list. But give me a USB. So these are the brother ones. We just got these in. So these ones, they have brother on one side, and then on the other side, it's mulqueen.com. So the pins, correct. The pins are not under the tab yet. Ken's working on that. So if you don't see it there, just give it a few minutes. We're working on everything, getting them up. It does take a couple minutes. We basically a year ago, kind of the first of the year, was our anniversary with this new system and like POS system as well as our website. And we have put more items on this POS system and website just for our stores than they had in a good few of their stores combined. We process more orders than pretty much a good, I would say, half the percentage that everyone else on their servers do. So we've definitely slowed down their servers and everything like that. So it does take a few minutes to get one product up, but just bear with us and they will be up by the end of me talking or maybe a little bit thereafter.
The nice thing about our point of sale is that we were able to, and the reason why we chose this company is because we have over 10,000 bolts of fabric on our website now, something that we couldn't do without this new point of sale. That happened beginning of January of last year. And I have, we're going to show some of my collectible stuff. Is that okay?
Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, let me just answer one question real quick. So on that Fusible thread, someone was saying that they got 189 different pages. So if you go in, just for the time being, if you actually want to add it to your cart right now, let me add the screen back. Not that one. There we go. All right, so someone wants you to give away the brother USB.
Yeah, let's give one away.
All right. Let's see. Who has an embroidery machine that needs a USB? I'm going to let Darren pick this one because I've been picking everyone. Our credit card system is up today.
Thanks, Lori. Yep, it is.
Thank you for asking that. Yeah. If you look on right here, our logo, that is what messed us up. Someone in the company that makes our website put different coding into our logo, and next thing you know, for some reason, our credit card processing went down. So on here, I have a lot of people asking for a USB stick. How many are you going to give away?
Let's give away, how many? 3? 5? Okay, let's give away 5. So you're going to have to pick them.
I'm going to have, okay. Yep. All right.
It's just random, just so you know, we're not playing favorites. We're just picking, whenever we pick these, we are definitely doing them random.
All right, so.
How about I can show my collectible stuff while you're picking the winners.
Cool.
And then we come back.
Let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself here, and then put Darren's pretty face back up there.
Hi. So will you go to camera 1, please? As you know, that our family business started back when my dad started in New York, Singer, and then we transferred out here to Arizona. My dad worked with Singer at the malls. Remember back when Singer was in, the strip, or in malls, really, strip center malls, and he worked at, I believe, Maryvale Mall here in Arizona, and I think Christown Mall at the Singer stores. And then in 1977, Singer allowed individuals that worked there open their own dealership, which was kind of cool. And my dad opened up our very first store in Tempe, Arizona, Baseline and Rural, way out in Tempe. If any of you remember that JCPenney outlet shopping center, that was quite a shopping center of its time back in 1977. Although JCPenney outlet wasn't there when we first went in there. But these are just some items that, because of being in the business, and anytime I saw something that came in, I just kind of collected them over the years. So I just thought I would show some of that kind of fun stuff. These are old needle pin holders, or pin holders, sorry. I just thought they were really cool and colorful. These are real older ones, not new retro looking ones. A Singer Tucker, which I thought was pretty interesting. You don't see that very often. That was kind of a unique item back in the day. In fact, I don't actually know what the Tucker one was. I thought I knew all of these feet, but this one I just realized. I'll look at that later. The zigzagger. Back in the day, the machines only did straight stitch, so they would have to put on a foot, and they all seem to work like a walking foot, with this arm going up and down over your needle bar, and it would actually move your fabric back and forth instead of, because the needle couldn't go back and forth, so it had to move the fabric. And I know that everybody loves to darn socks. This was a stocking darner. You would put your sock in it, and I'm sure somebody out there maybe knows how to use it. I have not used it before, but thought that was pretty cool. These are not Singer, but they're detachable buttons that I thought was kind of neat. Sorry about the brightness. I'm going to actually move this up. Maybe that will give me some more light. Some old Singer needle packages. Thought that was kind of neat. This guy right here, I wonder if anybody knows what that is. It is an attachment that you put on your machine. You would screw this screw where your foot would go, and then this would be on your needle bar. So every time your needle went up and down, this deal there, which is hard to see, unfortunately. I guess I wasn't really prepared with lighting. But it's a pinker. You would put your fabric here. There's a little seam guide that you would run your fabric into it, and it would pink the edge of your fabric for you. Called a pinker. Old needle cases, which I'm sure you've seen those. Those are kind of neat. This is a buttonholer that would jump your fabric back and forth as it was sewing to do your buttonhole. You would add these templates. Jared's going to change the snowman for, nope. Oh, beach mode. Thank you, Jared. You've probably seen these cams. I'm not sure that these cams actually work with this particular buttonholer, but the hem stitcher. There's something that people would do called hem stitching. And this would be the device. It's amazing. It's like, like a walking foot. All of these are like a walking foot, how it has the arm that would go up and down with your needle. and they all attach with the shank with your screw, just like a regular foot. And as your needle went up and down, this would actually pierce your fabric. There's a blade that's right in here that would come down and pierce your fabric. Sorry. You can see that needle there. So people pay by the yard for someone to hem stitch for them, but generally it would be on a full size Singer hem stitching machine. There is something else in this box. I was wondering what it was. Oh, it's the needle plate cover to cover your needle so that you can make that foot work. I just pulled this out because it's kind of unusual, but it's a darning plate for a Singer featherweight, which these are really hard to find, but it would help cover your feed dogs because it didn't have drop feed on the machines back then. Comment is, how long have you been collecting? You know, I have been working with the family business for probably 35 years, so probably about, but at first I wasn't as into this, so probably only maybe 20 years. This is one of my favorites. I'm actually gonna move this camera to the light. Sorry, I want to make you dizzy here. But this is a booklet that a customer gave me. She knew I collected some of these things. And inside it, this was something that you would have received when you bought a machine. That's actually 1939. She bought a machine January 19th, 1939. You got a course on in home sewing. You would tear that coupon out and bring it to your Singer store, and they would give you a course. You got actually a second one. You got a lot of those. Lots of courses. This one is kind of cool. It's got a free adjusting, cleaning, and oiling of your machine. This is back from 1939. They gave you a couple of those. I don't know if you've seen old collectible Singer books, but you got a free book if you brought that coupon in. Fashion aid lesson for fall and winter styles. So that would be perfect for right now. So I don't know. I just thought you guys would think it's kind of neat. There's another.
Can I redeem one of those so I can learn how to make clothes?
Yeah, Jer. I think that would be a good thing. I think there was something at the end that I thought was neat. Let's see. You get one style consultation. I need that because I need to figure out my style. That's kind of cool, though.
You know, unfortunately, we don't have these displayed in the store.
But if anybody wants to see them, just come and see Darren. And this is just kind of part of the collection that I have. I just pulled out a few things that that I thought were kind of nice, kind of neat. Oh, this is one that that is kind of funny. It's a little card, has a little bar in it. Actually, we switch back to this camera. Back in the late 50s, there was a Singer called the Slanomatic. It looked just like that picture. It was introduced at the World's Fair in Chicago. Back then, they had vacuum cleaners. Those are vacuum ads. Whoops, upside down on the other side. But the funny thing is that this is a scissor sharpener, which it says right there on the side, scissor sharpener. There's that bar, if you could see in the middle, that supposedly you put your scissors in there. Not sure I would want to do that, but back then, that was a way to sharpen your scissors by running your scissor blades and cutting against that. I thought that was kind of neat.
Irene, that is a great question. We actually do have 3 stores as well as a decent sized online presence. So we have one in we're located in Arizona, but we do ship internationally as well as mainly just the United States.
I should move my
move your mouth. I'll go to me.
Yeah, go to you.
But we have one in Mesa, Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, and Glendale. So if you're ever here or if you do live here, make sure to stop by. We love chatting with everyone. So if you come to the Mesa store, you'll always see a Mulqueen here, unless all of us just decide to not come one day. But there's like 8 or 9 of us that are here every single day. So I'll give you back to Darren. I'm sure you're sick of seeing me.
And also, if you're here in Mesa and you're in our fabric section, above all of our fabric cabinets.
Seamus Mulqueen's watching.
Oh, really?
Yep.
My dad and mom have been collecting those little tiny crank sewing machines that have been collecting them forever. And so there's probably, I would say, 50 or more of those hand crank machines. And I have a customer that hopefully he's watching. Rich is his first name, but he has a nice collection of hand cranks that we're going to do a Zoom with him to show some of his. He's got like immaculate, like pristine. Every hand crank he has is working order and is perfect.
That's a comment from your uncle Seamus in Ireland.
The comment on there. That's my dad's brother. My dad and mom are both from Ireland, and it's pretty cool that Seamus is watching live from County Clare, Ireland. My dad, the family was born in higher up in Ireland, and then they moved to County Clare. My dad's got his mask on. He's taking it off. My dad should be the one doing these, but he has us doing them.
Let me come in.
Yep. Is that mic on?
Yep.
Good morning, everybody. I hear we have a foreigner on online. It would be my brother Seamus in Ennis, County Clare, Ireland.
We miss you, Seamus.
Welcome, Seamus. I haven't seen you buy anything on our website though for a while.
Yeah, we need to check that.
So we may have to block you. But good morning.
Well, my dad is the creator of our family business. He raised us in it and worked hard to build it up. And then us boys got into this technology in the embroidery world. And then now we have our third generation, Jaron, his sister Ashling, working here.
And Declan.
And Declan, yep. Declan he does the repairs on some of the big Gamel quilting machines, servicing and delivering. What do you think of my spread of goodies that we were showing?
Well, you're saying they're old. I sold them.
Whoops.
I think I was in the factory when this pinker was made.
Oh, yeah.
It was made in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. I remember I actually was there. This was in the 50s, but they were making them from the 30s, I think, on forward till they got rid of the black Singer machines.
What about the pinker stocking darner? I mean,
The stocking darner. Yeah, I need to bring this home. I think I have holes in a bunch of socks because I can't bend down to clip my toenails. But, you know.
You should call me. What about this slant needle machine? Do you remember when that came out?
Yeah, I sold them. They came out in the mid to late 50s. I started it working for Singer in 1963. There were still some around. There were floor models and closeouts and repossessed machines. That was part of my job too. That wasn't the fun part.
No.
When somebody got 3 or 4 months behind in payments, we had to knock on the door and say, we need payment or your sewing machine.
Oh.
And yeah, that wasn't fun, but
I guess
it wasn't too common.
that was how, yeah.
Actually, it was sort of funny. 90 some odd % of the sewing machines sold at that time were put on a Singer credit card. They were the first company that came up with the payment system, where you make payments weekly or monthly.
Yeah.
That was back late 1800s. And
Seamus' comment came up that his order is being shipped DHL to him. He just placed an order.
okay, good. I better check that credit card, make sure it's good.
You said that grandma was a seamstress.
Yes, our mother was a seamstress. She actually, when she was very young, she was in England working in a sweatshop. where she learned her trade. Came back to Ireland and was a seamstress for many, many years. People would bring fabric and the pattern to her, and she made with the fabric, and she made the dress looking at the picture on the pattern. She never took the paper out from inside. She was that talented.
Oh, wow.
But
That is cool.
that was a long time ago.
Thank you, Dad. That was
fun.
neat to see Seamus on there.
I'll see you later.
Papa, one question.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
do
definitely.
we do maintenance on featherweights?
Do we? Oh, yes.
Yep, we have
Absolutely.
a technician that's working over
with us.
40 years now.
Yep. She's been doing featherweights for 40 years.
Yep.
And her name is Ellen Carney. She's been with us, I think it's 41 years.
I don't know how she put up with us this many years, Ellen.
Especially me.
Especially
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think that we're running close to coming up upon our brother ScanNCut with brother educator Jennifer. She's going to show digital cutting for quilters. A lot of times with a ScanNCut, you see it cutting paper and vinyl and that kind of medium. But this class is going to be probably on that a little bit, but it's going to be for the quilter. So
That comes out in about 30 minutes
I think so.
at noon. Yeah.
Let's see, what time is it? 11:30? 11:30.
And then just to kind of, so the first day we did a stream all the way through. Yesterday we did 4 separate streams. So today we're going to do 2 separate streams. So it'll be the first 2 demos and then the last 2 demos. So we're just going to pause this one when we're done talking and then bring it back up. But then at just before 2 o'clock, we're going to end this one and then have you guys hop into another one. So that way, when you guys go to recap, you're not watching an 8-hour stream and you're also not trying to look for 4 2-hour streams. So that way it makes it easier on you guys.
Thank you, everybody. We're just
Bye.
going to pause. You don't have to go anywhere. We'll be right back on the same stream. So we're going to be right back.
Forgot to announce the winners of the USBs. So let me hop back in here real quick. Created this. So I have you all on one little banner. So I'll go ahead and post that right now. So Julie Wade Lilly, Janet Johnson, Brenda Lender, Irma Colburn, and Karen Massey. So that's 5 of you guys. So go ahead and email me at jarrettmulqueen.com if you're the winner. And then just as a kind of little precursor to the prize giveaways and stuff, bear with us because it's just Darren and myself doing this as well as keeping track of all the prizes. making sure that this kind of goes as smooth as sandpaper. So let's just give us a couple days. Hopefully, if you get a prize, say from Monday, just give us a little bit. You'll get your prize. You're all written down, every single person, and my chicken scratch. So go ahead and hold off. You can email me. That way I know that I need to give you a prize. But just give us until like maybe Monday or Tuesday at the latest. So, alrighty? All right, I'm going to back out of here, and then I will see you guys in about 20 minutes or so.
we're back for our 12 o'clock appointment here. I'm Darren Mulqueen from Mulqueen Sewing Center in sunny Arizona, although I guess it is kind of sunny right now. It's been a little bit rainy here, but it is a very nice day today. We had a wonderful time earlier with Judy, and now we're going to have a great time with Jennifer. Jennifer is an educator from the Brother company, and she is a quilter. She loves digital cutting. We have a special offer going today on the ScanNCut by Brother, and we're very, very excited to have Jennifer with us here today.
Good morning, Darren.
Hey, how are you?
I guess it's afternoon. It's still morning for me.
Oh, yes. Where are
Yeah.
you at? I always like people to...
I'm just outside of Portland, Oregon. So
Oh,
it's we're at 11 o'clock here.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So we're excited to work with you today with this Brother ScanNCut.
I'm excited too. I have it set up behind me. I'm coming to you from my sewing room, as you can see. I'm a quilter, so you can see all my fabric. I don't have a very big room, so I'll have to switch cameras when I do my little demo.
Perfect.
But I do have the ScanNCut 230D set up behind me with some samples and some fabric ready to show you how I use the ScanNCut for my quilting.
Are you okay if we give away a quick prize?
Of course. I love prizes.
I saw Jer had messaged to share our feed and hit done when you have shared the feed, and so he has a winner coming up here just in a quick second. Giving away all week. We're giving away $44 gift cards.
Wonderful.
It's a weird number, huh? $44.
It is a weird number.
We've been in business for 44 years, and so
that's awesome.
We just are selecting $44, and it looks like our winner.
It's Gwenna Purcell Hour. Is that how you say it?
That is.
Congratulations, Gwenna.
Gwenna, just email Jer. He's going to put his email up. That'd be funny if everybody emails him saying, "Hey, I won." Even though
no, I'm the real Gwenna.
Yep, we have a list of the winners, and we will get you that gift card. We'll send it to your email address so that you can use it on our website or in our store if you're local.
That's awesome. Time to go shopping.
Yeah, I'm going to gracefully bow out, and we will come back with you towards the end to see if there's any questions. And,
okay, so I will talk about my ScanNCut.
If you don't mind, we're going to pop questions up on the screen as you're doing it if you happen to see them. If you don't, then we'll just do them all at the end.
Sure. Sounds good.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Aaron. Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Gleich. I am an educator with Brother, and I am a quilter. So Darren had asked if I would share with you what I love the most about the ScanNCut 230D. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the ScanNCut 230D, which is the Disney ScanNCut. And then I will briefly mention, though I don't have them both set up, the ScanNCut 225F, which is our new ScanNCut that is for, well, it's comes with the our new fabric mat. So it is the ScanNCut 225F for fabric. So to get started, the Disney ScanNCut, it is set up behind me. You can't see it because my room is so small, but Darren had it on his table there. It is decorated with Mickey and Minnie, which you could probably see my Minnie behind me. I am a Disney girl, so if you love Disney, of course, Brother, we partner with Disney, so our machines have Disney built-in designs, and our ScanNCut 230D has built-in Disney designs. So the ScanNCut 230D comes with 1,435 built-in designs, and of those, 132 of them are Disney designs. With the Disney designs on the ScanNCut, unlike the Disney designs that are built into our Luminaire or our Stellaire, or our Dream Machine, which you can't alter in any way. The designs that are built into our Disney ScanNCut, you can change. So you can shrink them, you can make them larger, you can rotate, mirror image, break them apart. Some of the designs have multiple parts to them, and you can choose and select to only cut the portion that you wish to have for your project. So there's a lot of variability within those 132 Disney designs. You also get 140 quilt block designs within those built-in designs. And that is one of my favorite features of the ScanNCut as a quilter. Sometimes math is hard. So with the ScanNCut, you can pick from those 140 built-in quilt blocks, and you can tell the ScanNCut how big of a quilt block you would like to cut, and it will auto calculate all of the pieces for you and cut them for you, so that you don't have to do all that math in your head. It does it for you. You can cut your pieces and you can be all ready to stitch. And then within the built-in designs, you also get the 17 letter font designs that you can cut for applique or vinyl, or you can even draw with a ScanNCut. I see we have a question, does the 225F cut more than fabric? Yes, I use my 225 and my 230, but both of the ScanNCuts will cut material up to 3 millimeters thick. So you can cut fabric, which is my number one because I'm a quilter. You can cut vinyl, and you can cut vinyl, both heat transfer vinyl. You can cut regular outdoor vinyl if you want to make a sign or put some vinyl on a cup or put vinyl on a plate to decorate the walls. You do get there is an accessory for the ScanNCut, a roller feeder, which then you will get built-in roller feeder designs that you can cut up to 6 feet, and you can decorate your walls with those. So fabric, vinyl, you can cut felt, you can cut faux leather, paper. A lot of people use their ScanNCut for paper. So you can cut scrapbooking pages, scrapbooking decorations. You can make gift boxes, paper invitations, table decorations for weddings, all kinds of things. So it's not just for fabric. I always make that clear to people because I do love it for fabric, but it's for so much more. None of the designs are Star Wars. They are built-in Disney designs. You have Disney, Mickey Minnie, Princess, Toy Story. I think there's some Cars, Lightning McQueen, Tinkerbell. I don't believe there's any Star Wars in the ScanNCut. And no, I don't believe there is not a Disney font. But there are the 132 Disney designs, which, like I say, you can break apart. So you actually get more than the 132 Disney designs. So all of that said, I have some samples behind me. I'm going to take a quick minute, and don't get dizzy. I hope you all took some seasick pills. I'm not a camera person, I'm a quilter. So I'm going to switch my camera. I'm going to show you a few samples. And then I've got some accessories behind me, as well as I would like to do some cutting with the fabric. I get lots of questions on how I cut my fabric, and there's multiple ways to do it. So I'm going to turn around, switch my camera, and do a little demo. I won't be able to see your questions, but I'll come back and answer questions after I do my little demo. So give me just a minute. I'm going to switch cams. And I'm over here on my table behind me, set up. I wanted to first show you some samples that I've done. Can you still hear me is what I want to make sure first. So if you can hear me, just put a comment. I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah, we can hear you too.
You can hear me? Great. Okay, that was what I was afraid of if I turned around. Okay, so I have my samples here. One of the great ways that I love to use my ScanNCut too is I integrate it with my Luminaire, my Stellar, and my Dream machines. So I can take applique designs from those machines and bring them to the ScanNCut and cut them. So I have and I'm going to, again, not a camera person. I've made a mug rug here. I've taken those shapes directly from my sewing machine into the ScanNCut and cut them. The great thing about the ScanNCut 225F as well as the 230D is you can, both of the machines will read PES and PHX files. So if you have a applique file or applique design that you're working on, you can bring that design directly into your ScanNCut, and I'm going to show you that, and cut the applique pieces beforehand and have them ready for when you're stitching your applique. So this is a built-in applique on the Stellar machine, and I took it into my ScanNCut and cut my fabrics, and then I was ready to do my applique. Now this one is a little different. This is a built-in design in the ScanNCut. The strawberry is from the ScanNCut, and I've cut it and taken it to my machine and turned it into an applique. One of the, somebody asked about Star Wars. And like I said, that there aren't our Star Wars designs, but the Lion King is one of my favorites, and I did a quilt, and I apologize again, my room is small, but I did a quilt, and I took the Lion King designs that are inside the ScanNCut, and these designs come in and they're about 2 inches by 3 inches. I have increased Simba's size here, and he is roughly 12 inches by 9 inches. And I cut him on a flocked heat transfer vinyl and put him over the top of my quilting on my quilt. So I have taken the Disney design and integrated it into my quilting. And I know that Christmas is past, but we're still in January, so I think I'm still allowed. These designs, Santa Claus here is from iBroidery. So if you own a Disney sewing or embroidery machine, you can go to ibroidery.com and purchase additional embroidery designs to use with your machines. Some of those may be applique, and as I said, you can take your PES applique designs right into your ScanNCut and cut your pieces beforehand and have them all ready. So I purchased my little Santa from iBroidery. I pre-cut all of my pieces and then had them ready to do my applique, and then with my Luminaire went through and added my background fill, and that's an entirely different demonstration, but I am a quilter, so I love to integrate everything together. And then I have one more. These little monsters. Again, it's a purchased design. I pre-cut my pieces and then did my embroidery and my quilting. So those are the samples that I got out. then I talked about my favorite part being the built-in quilt blocks, the 140 quilt blocks that are built in. This is one of them, and I would like to demonstrate how that works. So I have picked a quilt block and I have put it in, I picked it from the built-in designs. I entered in how big I wanted my finished quilt block. Oh, you can't hear me. Let me get a little closer. I picked a built-in quilt block design on the ScanNCut. I entered or told the ScanNCut how big I wanted my finished quilt block to be. It auto calculates what size pieces I need for each of the parts of the quilt block, and then I can cut each piece from the machine. So this is a Christmas quilt block that I was working on, and this was a leftover block. Oh, you can hear me, good, okay. And these are the pieces that I had left over, so I left them. One of the other great features is, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this, a lot of time people that are starting to quilt, they have a little bit of trouble keeping their 1/4 inch. Well, not only will the ScanNCut cut your quilt blocks, before you cut them, you can ask the ScanNCut to draw in your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So on the white pieces here, before my quilt blocks were cut, I asked my ScanNCut to draw in the seam allowance. So it drew my seam allowance. Your ScanNCut will come with a pen holder, and it comes with a little set of markers as well as fabric markers, one that disappears over time just with air and one that disappears with water, just like regular quilting marking markers. And you put them in and it will draw your seam allowance for you. You can cut your pieces, and then you've got a line to follow to keep your seam straight when you're piecing your block. So I'm looking at some questions here. So if you have a luminaire and cut on the ScanNCut, yes. So if it's a PES design that's already an applique, you can take it to your ScanNCut. It will read it and you can cut the applique part. And then when you bring your design, your embroidery design back to your machine, it still has all the steps. You just have your pieces pre-cut. Is this a feature on? Yes, the SDX 225 as well as the SDX 230D have the quilt block built in. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to go to my machine and I'm going to show you the quilt block feature, and then I'm going to do a couple cuts. I'm going to wake my machine up. Trying to get it so that it's clear on the screen. There we go. Okay, so this is the home screen for your ScanNCut. In order to get the quilt blocks, you're going to go to Pattern and scroll down, and there's a category that looks like quilt blocks. You get several. Now these are subcategories. These aren't just, you don't just get 7 quilt blocks. When I go into each of these categories, I get multiple blocks to choose from. So the block that I chose was from the first category, and it was block number 7. And I can tell the ScanNCut what size I want my block. So maybe I want to do a 10-inch block. I can set my size. And when I hit OK, it shows me the pieces that need to be cut for that block. Now I can say, okay, I want to cut piece A. It highlights piece A on the screen. When I hit OK, it tells me that's the size of those pieces that will be cut, and that I need 5 of them to do one block. So if I needed, or if I wanted to make 2 blocks, I know that I'll need 10 of them. I can actually tell the machine to cut 10, and I hit set. And my machine is smarter than me. So it's telling me, because my blocks are 3.83 by 3.83, it cannot fit 10 of them on my 12 by 12 mat. Now, you can go in and set your machine to use a 12 by 24 mat, but I did not do that ahead of time. So I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to say, okay, well, let's just cut one, enough for one, back to 5. And on the screen, it has laid out my 5 blocks. Now I can go in and put my fabric on my mat, scan it, and cut my fabric. Are there any questions? Yes, the machine is very smart. The Disney designs can be cut on fabric as well. And there's a built-in, like I said, there are 132 Disney designs in this SDX 230D. There is another model that's just came out over last summer. That's the SDX 230DX. The DX comes with the same built-in Disney designs. However, it does come with a new Disney auto vinyl blade kit with a new vinyl blade, and you get additional Disney designs with that. So that comes with the DX model. But right now I only have to show you the 230D. So if I were to cut these, I see the question, what mat am I using? When I cut these, they were just fabric. So you get 2 blades with your SDX 230. You get the, oops, I'm sorry, again, I'm not a camera person. You get the standard auto blade, and then you get the auto blade that's a thin cut blade with the tan top. This is what you would use if you're just cutting only fabric. So if I'm only cutting fabric, I'm going to use the tan top blade. And what's great is our new fabric mat actually is color coded to that blade. So you can see the new fabric blade matches the mat. So you always know if you're using the thin fabric blade, you're going to use the fabric mat. The great thing about our new mat is they have redone the sticky tackiness of the mat. So you do not need before you had to have the extra fabric support sheets put on your mat, which I always used to put on my low tack mat because I don't do a lot of card making, but now I no longer need to do that. So I can do some paper crafting if I would like. And I have the new tacky fabric mat. So if you are using just fabric and you don't want to do applique, or you want to do applique without any sort of a fusible, I do recommend that you treat your fabric or prep your fabric beforehand, just to make it so it's not wrinkled and it lays flat on your mat. And I like to use whatever your favorite starch is to starch your fabric. So I have some fabric here left over. And I'm going to start with the fabric mat. And this fabric has just been pressed with a starch. Again, whatever your preferred starch method is. And I'm going to place that on my fabric mat. Again, I don't need a fabric support sheet because the new fabric mat is awesome. And I always use my tools. This is my brayer, just to make sure that I've got the mat or the fabric nice and flat on the mat. I'm going to load my mat. If you have any version of the ScanNCut, there's a load button on the screen. I'm trying to move the camera slowly. And I'm going to load, again, because I'm using my fabric mat, I'm going to load my tan top thin fabric blade into the holder. And since my fabric is not that big, I'm going to go back home and just pick a design to show you. And I'm going to scan my mat. So the great thing about our ScanNCuts is we are the only cutting machine on the market that has a scanner. So you can literally turn anything that you have into a cut file. You don't have to have a design. You can scan whatever you have into the machine. So if you have a quilt pattern that is applique, you can scan your applique pages where you would normally trace for your applique. You can scan those into your ScanNCut and turn that into your applique cut file. So that is the great part about having a built-in scanner. But right now I'm going to use the scanner to scan my fabric so that I know where to position my piece that I'm going to cut. So I'm going to scan my background and I'm going to hit start. Note to self, don't leave anything behind your machine. I was not ready for that. Now you can see my fabric is on the screen, and I'm going to take my design and move it over my fabric. I believe it's over my fabric, but my fabric is really dark, so it's hard to see. So you have a tool here. It's a little wrench. If I touch that, I can lighten my background and hit OK. And now I can see my design over my fabric, and it looks like it fits just perfect. I might make it a little smaller just because my demo fabric is smaller. So I'm going to go into Edit, Object Edit, and then up here on the left, top left is my size. I'm going to reduce it just a little bit. Now on the most recent update for our ScanNCuts, they put this neat percentage button. So I can say, well, I actually want it to be 75% of the original size instead of choosing a number. And I can hit OK. And if I like it, I can hit OK again, and OK, and OK one last time. Now I get to my final screen, and I'm going to tell the ScanNCut that I want to cut this piece of fabric. So I'm going to hit please select. I'm going to hit cut. And I want you to notice on the screen this half cut setting. The great thing about the auto blade is we don't have to do a test cut. It will know exactly how deep to cut for our fabric. However, if you're cutting a heat transfer vinyl or a sticky backed vinyl, say you're decorating your walls or cups or something, you don't want to cut all the way through the vinyl. You want to do a kiss cut or a half cut. So you can tell your ScanNCut, no, don't cut all the way through, and you can turn that on. So it won't cut all the way through your vinyl. So obviously the last thing that I cut with this machine was vinyl. So I'm going to go again. I've got my wrench here, which is my tools. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to turn my half cut off. And anything that's blacked out, that means that's your default setting. I slowed my machine down. I like to cut a little slower. I'm going to hit OK. Now it will process and it shows me that my half cut setting is off. So I'm going to hit start. You can do a test if you would like, but I trust my ScanNCut. And what it does is it takes a measurement of the depth of your mat, and then it goes to whatever material that you're cutting and takes a second measurement and calculates how deep to cut in order to do your cut on your fabric or vinyl or felt or leather or whatever it is you're cutting. The machine is very, very smart. So we'll let it do its little cut here. And also, do you notice how quiet it is? I know some of you saying you have a hard time hearing me, but the ScanNCut is super quiet. So we're finished with our cut. I'm just going to leave it here on the mat. I have this toolkit. This toolkit comes with this 230D. And inside you have some ScanNCut tools. I'm going to take my little spatula just to help me lift my fabric from the mat. And there's my piece. This is just fabric. As I said, it's just starched. There's no fusible on it. It's just fabric. So now I'm ready to either turn this into an applique or whatever it would be that I'm doing. Quilt blocks, you can cut your fabric this exact same way. So there's a second fabric feature, or it's not a fabric feature, it's a feature that you can do on the ScanNCut with either paper. I've done it with felt, and I love to do it with fabric. And I wanted to show it because it really shows off the scanning function of the ScanNCut. So I'm going to leave my mat loaded because it's easier to keep the camera in one place. And I have this fun mini fabric. Again, this is just fabric. I have not done anything special except for iron and starch it. So it's just a starched piece of fabric. I'm going to position it on my mat, again, anywhere, because remember, we have a scanner, so we can scan our mat and be able to position our fabric when we're cutting. So I'm just going to position it on the mat. Again, I'm going to use my brayer to make sure that it's flat. And this is one of my favorite functions. I'm going to go back home on my screen, and let me turn the camera. And I know it's a weird angle, but I'm trying to show you a lot with one little camera. So I'm going to go back to the home screen where I've got the pattern and the scan, and I'm going to hit scan. And I have multiple options here. I have a direct cut. I have a scan to cut. Now that would be if I am scanning in a pattern, a quilt pattern that has an applique design. I can scan that and turn it into a cut file. I can scan something and save it directly to a USB. And I can scan something and transfer it directly over to Canvas Workspace, which is the free software, internet-based, web-based software that you get with your ScanNCut. So I'm going to go back to direct cut because this is the funnest part for me. I'm going to hit direct cut, and I'm going to choose the machine because I want the image to come to the machine. I don't need it to go Wi-Fi. And I am using my 12 by 12 mat, but I'm using a colored fabric. So again, I have my tool wrench. You always have your tool wrench to change your settings. I'm going to choose color because I'm using a colored fabric, and I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit start. Now, somebody said in the comments that the ScanNCut is smart. The ScanNCut is really smart. It is telling me that my ScanNCut lever on the side is up. Usually I have it up if I'm cutting something thicker like faux vinyl or felt. So it's telling me I'm in position 2, which is up, and I can put it down. So just on your left side of your machine, there is a little lever, and I've popped it down. I'm going to hit start, and it's going to scan my fabric just as before, but we're going to do something a little different. So we see our minis up on the screen, and it's asking me to frame the part of that fabric that I would like to cut out. So essentially we're going to crop the image. I'm going to take my stylus, and I want to cut out just one of the Minnie Mouses. So I'm going to crop my mini. And once I've got it just about right, I'm going to hit OK. Now, I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but do you see how it recognized the outline of Minnie Mouse? That looks really good to me. So I'm going to hit OK. And now I've got the option. I can actually, the line around Minnie Mouse right now is right up to the edge of Minnie Mouse. Maybe I want to applique this on something, so I need a little bit of extra fabric to do my blanket stitch or my straight stitch. So I can add an offset outline and make that outline a little bit bigger and hit OK. Now that looks really good to me. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm back to my selection screen. I'm going to hit select, cut. Always double check, make sure your half cut is off if you don't need it on, and hit start. With felt, I use my standard mat, and I just make sure I keep my mats clean after I use them. So this mat, after we finish using it for this demo, I will clean with some alcohol-free baby wipes and let them air dry. And then I always put my plastic cover back over the top. So I would use my standard mat for my felt. I would not use my fabric mat. It is only meant for fabric only. So we finished cutting. I'm going to slowly move the camera so you can see. Now I want you to watch this magic. I've got my spatula. Again, I'm going to remove my main fabric first. And my ScanNCut has directly cut my Minnie Mouse. So I have my little Minnie Mouse that I can use now for a patch or an applique. You can do this if you're making a quilt and you have a bunch of little animals that you need to cut. If you've got some fun fabric that you'd like to just use the actual print from the fabric and not the whole fabric, you can cut out parts of your fabric. You can do this on paper as well if you have some scrapbooking paper. But that is my favorite function of our ScanNCut because it combines the fabric cutting as well as the built-in scanner. So I think that's all I have for a demo. Darren, if you want to bring me back, I will bring my other camera back up.
Well, we do love seeing the ScanNCut in action. That is cool.
So were there any questions that I missed? I tried to catch them while the ScanNCut was working. Can you put Fusible first? Yes, if you use a Fusible product, and I highly recommend the Brother Fusible, do not use your fabric mat, use your standard mat. And when I put my Fusible on my fabric, I take the paper off and I cut with my fabric side down and the Fusible up.
Fabric mat, it definitely can be used on the 225.
Yes, yes,
They are on our,
use it.
they're on our site, so it is available right now. Ship out to you.
Yes, and the 225F comes with the new fabric mat, but it can be used with the other 225, and it can be used with the Disney 230D, which is what I was using.
Brother recently just refreshed the line. Didn't really change the machines. They just kind of rebundled them.
Mm-hmm.
And now, so the 225, the original 225 DX, that one didn't come with a mat. It came with different mats. This one, the new 225, now comes with the fabric mat.
Yes.
But if you don't have it, we have them available.
And I highly recommend them. I was one of the people to test them when they were beta testing them, and they're wonderful.
I've cut 2x4s on the ScanNCut, but I don't know about balsa wood. I haven't really.
2x4s, really?
Yep. No, I'm kidding.
It just took them like 4 hours.
Your scanning lever on the side must go up a little higher than mine does.
No, but have you tried cutting balsa wood?
I have the real thin stuff. It has to be the little 3 millimeter, the kind that almost you can break with your hand.
Embroider on as well? That's
yes.
About the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything over 3 millimeters, and it's going to tell you it's too thick.
Yeah. And it senses
before it
that.
even gets its stand. Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about the new series. We used to carry the older series. It had a blade that you would dial 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9, I believe.
Yes, you would have to test and dial your settings. The auto blade function is a game changer, because when I got the first ScanNCut, I was one of those people, and I run into the people just like me, where I was afraid to take it out of the box because I was afraid to try to learn to use it. Once I did learn how to do the settings, it was okay. But once you get the auto blade, there's no turning back, because the ScanNCut takes all the thinking for you and does an amazing job.
There's 3 models, SDX 225F that we have, and then we have the SDX 230D that was just shown to you, and then we have the SDX 230DX. We have all 3 available. I'm going to do a PowerPoint here in a little bit to kind of explain our special offers for our virtual event. Any other questions?
Sounds great. I see Renee's question. No, they are not for fabric only. Don't apologize if you missed it. You can cut fabric, vinyl, felt, paper. A lot of people use it for their paper crafting. Cork. I do a lot of cork. I do a lot of faux vinyl for earrings or bags. So your possibilities are endless with the ScanNCut. Yes, it cuts cork. If you are using the fused fabric and your standard mat, you want to use the standard auto blade, which is the one with the black top that I showed. Looks like this.
Darren, this question's for you.
I get a question? Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Will the mats have the event pricing? Yes, they sure will. We have 2 ways to look at our event specials, and we'll show you that here in a few moments. One way, we'll show you all of the bigger highlighted items, and then the other way we'll show you, like, because there's so many items that are fun add-ons to the ScanNCut that we have all of those listed, but in our main page we have like the machines, and we've added some other things like the cutting tools and some of the basic stuff, that like the bigger items. But we'll talk about that. We're going to actually guide you to our website here in a little bit. There's a question from Judy.
Okay. Judy, auto blade. Auto blade is the best. I agree. It is the best invention since the wheel. I think every quilter should have a ScanNCut in their sewing room. It really makes my cutting a lot easier. And I think I saw a question. Someone asked, you can only cut 1 layer of fabric with the ScanNCut. However, as you saw, when I chose that I needed 5 blocks, I can cut all 5 of those at the same time. So even though I'm only cutting through 1 layer, I'm cutting all of my pieces for that block at the same time, those 5 squares.
That's wonderful for applique, because you have all the different colors. Put all your fabric on there,
scan it and place your different pieces over what colors, and go. Just cut them all at once and you're good to go.
Right.
Do you still do a test cut with the auto blade? You can. There is the ability, but if I am being perfectly honest, I don't, because I trust my ScanNCut, and it has not failed me once.
We're finding that the DX series, that's what we're calling the new series, is basically the DX series. We're finding that they cut fabric a little nicer and easier, especially with that the thin fabric blade. You don't have to back it right on the fabric.
Right.
We do have that playbook that is also on our site.
Yes.
I just put that in the links.
There's a link to the playbook. So if you already have a DX ScanNCut, because we've sold a lot. I know a lot of people are from all over the country. If you have a ScanNCut, this book is is part of our event special. And it's written by Cindy Hogan, one of
It
the
is.
premier software trainers.
Yes, she's a brother ambassador. She's software. She wrote this book on the ScanNCut. It's for the DX models. And I thought I knew my ScanNCut. And then I got my ScanNCut playbook, and there were things in here that I didn't know that I needed to know. So this is an awesome book.
You get the new font in there. The font.
Yes, it comes with, I think it's called Pig Pong.
I know it's an unusual font title.
It's a very unusual font, but you get a download card for an extra font to put into your machine.
The name is unusual. The font is not as unusual.
No, just the name, Pig Pong. Very strange. And it has a USB card as well.
If you are local in Arizona, we do accept some trade-ins, but it is hard for us to resell the older ones because everybody wants this one. So the value is harder to give you a lot of a trade-in value, unfortunately. But if you are local and you're interested in finding out, you can always come into the store. But we generally don't on ScanNCuts. We have a room full of them just because some people have traded in the past. Because when this model first came out, it was $1,299, I believe, and you did get a nice trade in on it. But the price now is better than if you had traded in something. It's like getting a trade-in price without a trade-in, basically. And you can always donate it to someone else in the family to keep crafting alive in your family.
Yes. Yes. Or someone who's just getting started, you know.
Donate it to someone that could really use it. I saw Jennifer was holding up that it comes with a video too, right? The playbook.
Yes, it comes with the little USB with the flip out USB, and there's videos for the lessons. There are lessons in the playbook with little projects, and then it's got a video to it.
And you can definitely purchase the playbook by itself. We have it on our site. We'll show you just in a few moments how to locate it. Does the fabric mat work for the CM650W?
The fabric mat only works for the DX models of the machine.
Rhonda, I know that you have the Lumineer and you have all of these other machines. You need to come in and get the new DX series. We know Rhonda.
Rhonda, you don't even need to come in. I'll drop it off at your house.
There you go. Wow, that's personal service. I like that. So somebody wanted me to demo the 1/4 inch drawing. Do we have a few minutes to do that real quick?
I think so.
Okay. Yep. So
I'll bow out and turn it over to you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm back at the machine. I have not removed the fabric mat. I do have a piece of white fabric here. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to put this wrong side down on the mat. So I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. And just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to go back to my quilt pattern, quilt block patterns. And I'm just going to pick one. And because I just have a small piece of fabric here, I'm going to make this, let's say this is going to be a 6-inch block. And I want to cut, I'm going to cut the center block. So D. I'm going to hit OK. Again, the machine tells me that in order for one block, I need, or for one block, I only need one of those. So I'm just going to cut one because I have a small piece of fabric. I'm going to hit set. And I'm going to scan my fabric. Now I'm going to go back into my tools because I turned that to the light setting. I'm going to turn that dark. And I can barely see it on the mat because it is a white fabric, but I can see it. And I'm going to actually zoom in a little bit just so I can make sure. You can zoom up to 400%. I just want to make sure that I'm on the fabric. I know you can't see this, but I can see the fabric on my screen. I'm going to hit OK. Object edit. And then right here, underneath your size, this is your seam allowance. I already have it on and I have it set at my 1/4 inch. If I wanted a 1/2 inch, I can change it to 5/8, 1/2 inch, or it will do millimeter settings. So I'm going to leave it as a 1/4 inch and I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit OK one more time. There are a lot of OKs on the Brother products. It always gives you a chance to go back. So now I'm at the Please Select. So here is where you're going to do your seam allowance first. So let me grab my pens because I believe they fell behind my machine. And I'm going to move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Your ScanNCut comes with a pen holder for the pens that come with your machine. So I'm going to take my pen and pop my pen holder open, drop it in, and snap it shut. And the great thing is, if you're anything like me, you would probably lose this pen holder or the pen top. You can actually place it right on top. So this goes in just as your blade goes in. So first I'm going to remove my blade and I'm going to insert my pen holder right where the blade goes. And I'm going to hit lock it down. Now I'm going to go back to my screen. And I'm going to choose Please Select, but this time I'm going to choose to draw. Now on the screen you can see, probably barely, but you can see the seam allowance there. I'm going to hit Start. Again, my machine is smarter than I am. It's telling me to move my scanner lever because it's going to draw, so the marker is a little, probably has to have a little more room. And I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit Start again. So as you can see, it has drawn my seam allowance for me. Now, I'm going to hit finish on the screen. I'm going to take my marker out, pop my thin fabric blade in, go back to my screen. I'm going to choose please select again. And this time I'm going to choose cut. And I'm going to hit start. And while it's cutting, I'm going to take my pen out and put the cap back on so it doesn't dry out. It's finished. It tells me it's finished. Grab my spatula. And there's my piece with my seam allowance drawn for me. Very, very easy. 2 steps, but makes your quilting so much easier. I think I've shown a lot about the ScanNCut, so let's see if there's any other questions.
That was really cool.
Yes, you can. Judith asks, can you draw a seam allowance? Once you have all of your squares on, if I had 5 squares on there and I turned on the seam allowance, it would put them on all of them and cut them or draw them all first, and then you can cut them all. So it does it all together.
Somebody had asked earlier, or maybe it was an email, about the Alice in Wonderland. But I think there's an Alice in Wonderland card, is there not?
There may be. I might have to look into that because I might need it.
We like it when we stump the educator.
Stump the educator. No, I'm not aware of one, but there could be one coming out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of another one. My kids weren't big into the Alice in Wonderland as much as Toy Story and some of the other ones. So I know we had those.
Yes, we have Toy Story and Cars and Beauty and the Beast.
Optional cards. That's basically what we're talking about. If you own a ScanNCut, you can buy these digital cards, basically, that you bring up in Canvas.
Yes.
Right. Yep. And
yes.
So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What starch are you using?
Well, I always say to use your favorite starch because, we don't endorse different products, but I do really like Terreal Magic.
Terreal Magic seems to be
not a brother endorsed. We have no connection, but personally, that's what I use.
Terreal Magic, we do carry it. It is considered freight intensive because it is a little bit heavier.
Mm-hmm.
If you're local, we have it ready to pick up in different sizes, a small spray bottle, the bigger, and then the gallon bottles, I think we sold out of a few days ago, but they're already on their way back in.
Darren, they're wondering if they have room for one in their house.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure you have room for one, Harder.
I would just remove
like a couch or like a lamp on your kitchen table or something, or next to your kitchen table.
You don't need the microwave.
No, even if it's built in, just take it out.
Yeah.
My wife loves the Instant Pot. So
there you go. See, that's all you need.
Judith is asking.
Nope.
Oh, she's saying.
I'm just putting up the nice,
learned a lot.
Nice comments.
Judith is a huge Disney fan. I do know that.
Cheryl really wants one now. Good. I think that Darren can help you with that.
Yep. Bless you, Jer. We have. I took a photo. Jer's gonna try to screen share it in a little bit, but just let you know, we do carry Sizer, the weedable vinyls, and they're on our website. We carry the permanent vinyl, which would be good for like drink bottles, water bottles, and coffee mugs, right?
Yes. coffee
then we
mugs, drink bottles, all that kind of stuff.
we have the removable vinyl, so that would be good for masking off for glass etching.
Yes.
Um,
Or your walls if you don't want something permanent on your walls.
yeah. And then we have the heat transfer vinyl. That's the fun one. I should bring in some samples of heat transfer vinyls that we've got here. But if you're in the store, we have a ton of ScanNCut samples. This is one that they said maybe I shouldn't show it because it says something silly, but somebody made that the other day.
I love it.
I would love that. I would love that on a shirt.
That was made for our resident terror, Kay.
Yeah, Kay Corman. Somebody made that for her. That works
Very
here.
cute.
And
Very
Kay, I was talking to her a little bit ago, and I said, "Will you be willing to do a virtual class?" And she was willing to. It would be more of a Zoom style class. So just know that if you get one of these from us, you can always take part of our Zoom class that I'm going to schedule with Kay.
That would be fun because then you're interactive.
Mark is asking what the difference between the 230 and the 235. It's actually the 225 and the 230. And it's mainly, from what I know, it's what's built in. You get a lot of extras. Oh, actually, I saw yesterday it's accessories too, but I'm going to let you answer that one.
Yes,
sorry.
the 225 and the 230. The 225 does not have the Disney. So your 225 F machine, you have 1,303 built-in designs. You still have the 140 quilt blocks and the 17 lettering fonts, but you do not have the extra 152 Disney designs. That is the main difference, is you get the Disney with the 230 or the 230 DX.
I was noticing on a comparison that the 230 also comes with more like the markers and stuff that were optional, but I could be wrong on that.
The 230 DX, and if I have my little sheets here, cheat sheets, because keeping them all straight, as you know. The 230 DX, yes, you get the Disney Auto Vinyl Blade Kit. You also get the universal pen holder. So the 230 comes with the little pen holder that I have, but the DX comes with the universal pen holder, so you can use any pen, which I love because, again, I'm a quilter and we put labels on the back of our quilts. So I can have my label and I can use my fabric marker, put it in my universal pen holder, and type up what I want to say on my ScanNCut and write it on my quilt, have my ScanNCut print out my quilt label for me, and then cut it and have it ready for the back of my quilt. You also get the rhinestone trial kit. You get the fabric mat and the fabric blade. You get the erasable pen sets. And you get a low tack adhesive mat with the DX. So you're going to get 3 mats: the standard, the fabric mat, and the low tack mat.
The DX 230 does come with extra accessories and the Disney. And
Yes.
Rainey's asking, are the accessories universal between the models? Everything is universal from what I understand, except for between the old series and the new series would be the blades and the blade holders and the mats. You have to, new series, I like to point this out. I'm going to bring this up to the camera. Although we're at a, that's the vinyl that Jer has on there. That we do have pretty much every color that's imaginable. But when you're buying a mat, make sure, boy, I got to get really close to read that. Sorry. Oh, there it is. It has to say DX on the mat in order to make it work in the DX series. That people.
And also on the bottom, it has the item number, and it will have the DX and the item number in the bottom right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just be careful when you're buying mats. Make sure if you have the old series, don't buy DX mats. If you have like the 650W, the CM series, If you have a DX series, just make sure it says DX on there because they look the same.
Yeah.
I wish they were.
Yeah,
I
they
wish
do
one
look
was
the
like
same.
a totally different color or something. So you could
Yeah,
tell.
yeah.
Yep.
It's easy to make the mistake.
Yeah.
I have often grabbed the wrong mat out of my drawer.
So I know there's a lot of ScanNCut users out there watching. Any other questions before we go? If you missed any of this, yep. All of our videos are, you know how they kind of hang out in social media world. So all of these videos you can watch back if you are watching it at a later time. I'm sorry. Whenever we do drawings, they are only during the live portion. But anybody else? Judy Cassidy loves using her
So
ScanNCut.
that last question, she had the 225. She already had the 225. She should have a thin fabric blade.
Yeah. And
yes,
we
you should
do
have an
have,
auto blade and a thin fabric blade.
and we do have all of those little add-ons.
Yeah.
You do, the blades wear out, and that is a very common question for me. What is your opinion on how long a blade lasts? Do you ever change your blade, or you just?
A long time.
I know it's hard to say. Like it depends
It's
on when
really
you're
hard
cutting.
to say. I mean, if you're cutting with it every day, you know, you might need to change your blade a lot more often. But
I know
I
that I talk to people that
have
don't really
blades,
ever need
but
them.
I don't really, I haven't changed. I have to be honest, I haven't changed my blade. Now, if I cut something, if I were to be cutting like we talked about the balsa wood or something that I know is a lot harder for the blade to get through, I may change my blade after I did that, or I would purchase an extra blade holder. You can purchase an extra just blade holder accessory and just mark it somehow that blade is only used for when you're cutting, you know, your balsa wood or when you're cutting felt. And that way you can keep your blades separate. And that way you're not trying to use the same blade for everything.
Kind of like having your good scissors and your scissors
And
for
your
cutting.
paper scissors.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So yeah,
Beverly
that
York.
is a difficult question.
Oh. Which one did she demo? That's the SDX 230D.
Yes.
And I'm going to kind of show you a little PowerPoint after. Just we have all three models: the 225, the 230D, and the 230DX. So there are three models, and I'll show you a PowerPoint. The best deal while they're available with our bundle that we have is the SDX 230D. There's only 15 of them, or there was at the beginning of this. When they're gone, then all we will have is the DX. And I'll explain why that you should take advantage of this one here in a little bit. Let's see, before Jennifer goes, because we don't get this opportunity all the time, if there's any last questions. Everybody's so nice.
Do you need to change the fabric blade to a paper blade? No. No, unless you're doing a lot of paper, like I said, then you might want to have an extra holder and keep it just for fabric. But I was doing, yesterday I was cutting some faux leather and then I went straight to cut fabric or cut paper. So
there's a gentleman that that shops with us a lot, and he bought the ScanNCut because of the scanning ability of 24 inches. He'll scan doll clothes, and then he puts then his fabric on a sticky mat, and then he can cut the doll clothes pattern.
the patterns, yes.
So you can scan 24 inches, and then it's an optional 24-inch mat, and then there's a optional 24-inch mat that you can cut on. So there's scanning mat and a cutting mat, and you could cut all the pieces in like one go, which is that was the reason why he bought it. I had one customer who used to work here. She said, "Darren, I want to buy that machine if it does what I want it to do," and she scanned in the pattern right off the wall of a Baltimore quilt and scanned it in, and then put her fabric on the cutting mat and cut out all those little pieces.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, I'm buying it. I was like, thank you.
I do a lot of applique. We have a local quilter here, who's just her studio is 15 minutes from here. And I'm sure some of your customers have heard of her. Her name is McKenna Ryan. I don't know if you carry her patterns, but she does these very detailed appliques where you get the little tiny pieces, and the ScanNCut makes it so much easier. I don't have to trace and cut and all that. I can do it all on my ScanNCut.
There's a gentleman coming up Friday at 4 p.m. There's a gal named Vanessa from Fabric Confetti, which is everything is applique, and then a gentleman named Bruce Allen from Bruce Allen Designs. He'll be on right after her on Friday at 4, and he cuts all of his. He has a wonky house collection of designs and these ugly Christmas sweater designs. But he's a brand new company, and he keeps developing all these things. They're all applique, and it's all cut. All of his samples are cut on the ScanNCut.
This is so cool.
So he'll be talking about that Friday as well, how he does that.
So it looks like our last question here, which model do you recommend for quilters?
Any of them.
Any of them. They're all awesome. They all cut fabric the exact same way. The main difference between the 225, or the difference between the 225 and the 230 or the 230DX, is the Disney. So if you're a Disney girl, crazy girl like I am, you probably need the Disney one. If Disney is not that important to you, then the 225 would work for you.
Yep. Well, I so appreciate you coming live with us.
Oh, it was fun. I hope I was helpful and
100%.
gave your customers some insight into how great the ScanNCut is, because it lives in my sewing room.
Yep. Oh yeah, and Lori, if you have any questions for us, you can always call the store. You can come in if you're local for a demo. You can email Jer. But just know I'm going to go into a little bit of the special offers, and you might find one deal is right for you. So, before we go, just once again, from the Mulqueen family, thank you so much for joining us. Jennifer,
you're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Can we do this again?
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome.
I would love it. I would love it.
So I
love teaching and talking about how great they are.
The comments were wonderful, how they loved. I think you're very patient and you're not fast. Some people go so fast, it's hard to see exactly what you're doing. So you did such a wonderful job. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun. And everybody who's watching needs a ScanNCut.
Thanks, Jennifer, so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You too, and have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you. That was fun. I love talking to all these educators. They know so much about these products. And this product, ScanNCut, it's been out for a while. I don't know how many years, but this is the newest rendition of it. Let's get past those first slides because they are now older. Where's my next? There. So this guy here is the model 230D. It is, my little presenter is a little bit slow. We have it on special for $849. So you can buy it for $799 without my bundle, but wait until you see what the bundle is. It is $849. You get the machine. Sorry, I guess I didn't break it out in extra slides, but so you get the SDX 230D. You get the Disney. I'm going to bring it up to the camera. The Disney Auto Blade. I'm sorry, the Disney Vinyl Auto Blade. And this comes with the DX model. Boy, I'm seeing that my screen is showing DX on there. So let me start over. I'm going to start over here. Oh, there we go. It's now D. Oh, I'm seeing DX. I need my glasses on. So the 230D is the original model. It's the model that we have here, the model that Jennifer was showing. There is a new DX, SDX 230DX model that I do have in stock. You have your choice to buy the new one or the old one. The old one is not really any different. It's the same cutter. The only difference is the package. What comes with it? This model comes with the zippered tool bag that Jennifer was showing. It's I should open it up, but it is all the tools that you need comes with the SDX 230D inside the box. Normally, it doesn't come with the Disney vinyl blade, but we are including it. If you buy the DX version, it doesn't come with this anymore. So I have 15 of these available at $8.49, where you get the Disney blade, you'll get the zippered pouch with all the tools, and the roll feeder. The roll feeder is good for the larger wall designs, for some of the Disney stuff that's built in. And to top it off, for $8.49, you'll also get the fabric mat. Limited time, only 15 in stock. This is the SDX 230D, and the reason why I recommend it is because of the price. It's $50 less than the DX model, and you don't get the tool, and you don't get the price. And so I recommend this model. It's $8.49, and while we have them, so it is the same exact cutter. They came out with a new model, but they didn't change anything on the cutter. The designs are the same that are built in. Everything is the same. It's just that they took the pouch of tools away and made it optional, and they gave you the vinyl blade cutter, the Disney one, but I am including it for those 15 cutters. And I just want to talk about the other model and the price. So this is the non-Disney model. If you're interested in that one, this one comes with, we're giving the roll feeder with it. It's around an $80 roll feeder, but we're not going to charge you for that. And you will get the fabric mat. It'll come inside the box of the SDX 225. That's only $5.99. And that does everything that Jennifer showed. If you're not into the Disney part of it, or if you don't need the Disney part, then the SDX 225F is the model to go with. And that is on our website. You don't have access to that, do you, Kenny? The website part to get over there. This is the playbook. I just wanted to show that. This is on our website, available right now, and it is event pricing. It is a book that tells you everything about the ScanNCut. So if you own a DX version ScanNCut and you need help knowing how to use it, even Kay, our wonderful educator here, Kay, she saw this book and she said that this is a book that everybody needs. And same with Jennifer, the brother educator we just had. She said she thought she knew the ScanNCut, and then she got that book and she was like, wow, that there's so much that even more than what she knew about it. So we have that available. And just know we do have a lot in stock. If we oversell, we will have to, we'll get it to you. Just be patient with us. Is there any questions on there that we can't see? I know that somebody's asking about the trade-ups. We do offer trade-ups. It's just that generally it's hard for us to sell the non-auto blade. Everybody wants one of the DX series machines. They are the best. And are the tools? No, there are metal ends, but there's like the scraper and the they have like the metal ends, but the the wide one to scrape down your items onto your mat to secure them, that's plastic. The playbook is $127.99 on sale right now. That's very limited as well. That is event pricing. That'll go back on the 31st to the normal price. So please, if you want it, take advantage of that right now for a limited time. And if I could just explain it one last time, because I was a little bit caught off guard on our offer. If you buy the last year's model, it is the same as this year's model, but you will gain both items. You'll get the tool pouch and you will get the Disney vinyl blade, and to top it off, you'll get the fabric mat. So you get more than you would get with the newer version of the ScanNCut for $50 less than the newer ScanNCut. So I would take advantage of it while it's here, 15 of them. I don't know how many are left now, but once these are gone, then it'll be exclusively the new, the DX, SDX 230DX will be the new model. That is the new model, and that'll be the only one we have, so it'll be a little bit more expensive. Can you use the Disney cards on the lower price cutter? Yes, you can. There are, the main thing about the Disney designs that are built into the Disney version, they're exclusive, that you can't get them anywhere else. They're only for the people that buy the Disney version ScanNCuts. And if there's any other quick questions, otherwise what will the Disney package work on the, so the only thing that works with Disney on the 225 would be buying the extra cards. I'm sure Jennifer talked about the Canvas website that Brother has. I know, it reminds me of that. I feel like that too. The Canvas website, exclusively a Brother website. You can create an account that allows you to create your own digital drawing cut files. And that's where you would, when you buy a Disney card, you would type that serial number into that website, into your account, and then those extra designs will be opened up to use on your ScanNCut. We're available at our email. You can email me if you have any questions. That's darren@mulqueen.com. I am available to answer anything that you have. If you see this video after we're live, the toolkit is $54.99. It is a little bit less right now because of our event, but that's how good of a deal it is that you would have to buy that on top of the $8.99 price for the other model. That is the exact same as this model, once again. But you get that toolkit, and the mats, the fabric mat is $39.95. You get that free with the purchase of $8.49. And I've
Muted that whole time.
Oh wow.
Cool. I'm the one controlling everything, and I did it wrong. No, but all right. So let me explain that one more time. Sorry, guys. So the playbook is out of stock. If you want to purchase the playbook, then you can go ahead and purchase it. Ken's actually going to make it unlimited web inventory. After about 30 seconds from now, he'll have it on there. So you can go ahead and place your order and give us about 2 weeks or so. And at that 2-week mark, you should be getting a notification saying that order is shipping out to you. So it'll take about a week or two for us to get those playbooks in, and then about 3 to 5 days for you guys to receive those. So you'll get a tracking number as soon as they land for us. So I'm going to pass you back to Darren, see if we can answer any more questions.
I think if you don't mind to real quick show them how to order on the site. There's going to switch you over
You're going to have to bear with me for just a second. Let me find this comment so I can get rid of that.
While he's looking that up, unless he has a comment, we're going to come back after this stream is over. We're actually going to stop it, the stream at when we're done here. And then we're going to have a brand new stream starting at 2 p.m. with the So Steady table company. So we will start a brand new stream. Once this one is over, it'll sit there where anybody can watch it again to see all the info on the ScanNCut from Jennifer. But we're going to start a brand new stream. I feel like I'm on the news, or somebody had commented like the Home Shopping Club is kind of funny. That's how I feel. But yes, we're going to turn it over to Jim and Weather. Oh, I mean, Jer and Weather.
All right. So I think I have it right. Cool. So on here, I know we went over it a lot. Darren keeps forcing me. He's standing here. He's proud of me. No. We still keep getting questions as far as how to find stuff. So what I'm going to do is show you guys how to go ahead and find the things that you guys have been interested in, anything that we have thrown up on the screen for you guys to look at. So on our website, mulqueen.com, it's going across the bottom right there. It says shop all event specials at mulqueen.com. If you have any questions, give us a call. And then our store phone number. So on here, on the main page, you're going to go ahead and click on this banner. So I've already done that. So now next thing you're going to look through, each day has its own line. So as you scroll down, today we were looking at the first part, we had Quilter Select, and now we have Brother with the ScanNCuts. So if you're looking to purchase an actual ScanNCut, there's machine specials. So you click the first one. You're going to have 3 different machines, which is the 225 Fabric Edition, the 230D, which is the event package, and then the 230DX. As you can see, the difference in prices, the $849 is the one that comes with the toolkit, the Disney packet, or the Disney vinyl blade, as well as the extra mat. And then the 230DX is the one that comes with just the toolkit. It doesn't come with the toolkit?
The other 2 items.
Okay. So it comes with the vinyl blade as well as the mat and the roll feeder.
It's just while the other one is available, it is the same exact cutter, just the package. So I just can't stress enough. If anybody is interested, it is a good time to get the Disney one. I remember not too long ago we were selling the same cutter for $1,199.
Someone said, Jerry, your part's not straight. Ask Darren to borrow. What do you mean?
Oh, it is crooked, Jerry.
It's crooked. Well, I was standing on one leg when I did my hair this morning.
Okay.
So that's probably what the reason was. It's Jan Green. If you put something in your cart, does it pull it from our inventory, and does it guarantee you one? Yes. It doesn't pull it from our inventory, being that everything is unlimited, but it does guarantee you one. If it's something that's a limited quantity, like yesterday we were doing the Need a Good All Access, so the first 10 people that signed up got the package. We will obviously notify the first 10 people for that, blah, blah, blah. But if it's something along the lines of like a ScanNCut, those are all unlimited web inventory.
Tammy Simpson is asking about the toolkit. Yep, Jennifer was showing the model that we have on sale for $849.
This one here.
Yep, she was showing last year's version. It comes with the zippered pouch toolkit that's normally $55. The one she wasn't showing is the one that came out last October. So it hasn't been out very long, but they took away that toolkit and added the vinyl blade, the Disney one. So we are selling out the last year's version, same exact cutter, You get the toolkit that comes in the box, and we're adding the vinyl blade, so it is by far the greatest deal. On Tammy, if you had purchased that and you have that in the cart, that we have to be careful. We do have those counted, so if you were able to buy that one, yes, you do get one, because that one there was only 15, and once they're gone, I can't order that machine anymore, and so we can't just let that one go with unlimited on that one.
There's one thing that I want to show you guys that's completely unrelated to what we have been talking about.
Oh, that's good, Jared. Get off topic.
Yeah, I want to do it. So it pertains to our website, and it's probably one of the coolest features that you'll see on a website for fabric shopping. You can yell at Ken for this one because he's the one that he's like, you gotta say it, you gotta say it.
Oh, look at that! It says $4.95 a yard of fabric. Wow,
Is that what that says?
That's a great price. Why does it take
you should
so
lift
long
our
for you?
backdrop so we can show everyone what we got there. I don't know why it's taking so long, but we have this really neat feature. It's called a fabric wall. So what I'm going to do is just go into this 108 wide. Now what I can do is I go into this.
Showing up yet.
It's not showing yet, but you'll kind of get it's design wall. So right here, let's see. There we go. So I'm going to hit add to design wall, and it's going to pop this up. So if I want to see what the fabrics look like, because it's really hard when you're shopping online sometimes to know. Obviously, you can't hold the two bolts together, so you don't know if one's gonna align with the other, have the same kind of correlation. So I'm gonna just pick 2 or 3 of these guys, add to design wall, so you guys can see kind of what I'm talking about. So go back. It's a little behind me, so but I'll hang out in a second. I'm just going to add a few to my cart or to my design wall. All right, so inside of here, you can go ahead and drag these around, kind of build your quilt out a little bit. And if you like those 3, you can go ahead and add whatever yardage you would like to your cart. So if you want we go by quarter yards. After a full yard. So if it's online, it starts at a half yard, but it goes by quarter yards after you get past the 1 yard mark. So, or 3/4 of a yard, sorry. But if you want to add those to your cart, you can go ahead and you pick 2 yards of the pink floral, so on and so forth. So that is a really neat feature that we have on our website. So that way you guys can kind of plan out what you're looking for as far as fabric goes.
I think we're a little bit over 10,000 bolts available on our website.
It's a lot.
That is a lot of fabric.
They all come out of Darren's garage. So every day in the morning he cuts all the fabric, and his wife comes in and tells him that coffee's ready. And
I think you're delusional on that one. I don't know where that.
You don't cut fabric?
No, I don't. That's weird.
Is it my garage?
Yep.
Oh.
Our fabric section keeps growing. We keep adding. A new feature also is when you click on the fabric. Oh, it also has a. If you scroll down, when you click on fabric, scroll all the way down. It'll have a what's new for January, what's new for December. So every time we add something new, we're putting it into a category so that you know. If you want to see what we have just added to our website, it'll be right there in the box that says what's new for January. I guess that is it. We have So Steady coming up here in about a half hour. I don't know what time.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. So we're gonna stop this stream. It'll end here, and we thank you for sticking with us and watching this. Our next 2 streams will be together. It'll be a brand new one, right, Jer?
Yeah, they will. And then I have a question on here. It's, will you be adding cuddle fabric? I'm almost positive that every single bolt of cuddle is on our website.
Yeah, I think it's all on there.
It is. There is a cuddle section inside of the fabric tab, and I'm almost
go back there?
positive. Actually, yeah, we can go ahead and.
We do have Cuddle, the company, coming live with us. Shannon Fabrics. I believe it's tomorrow. Yep, Shannon Fabrics will be tomorrow at 12 p.m. They're going to do a demonstration on working with Cuddle because it's not the easiest because it's fuzzy, and they'll explain the best ways to sew with it and different kits. They're going to have a little trunk show as well, so that'll be fun. That's tomorrow with Shannon Fabrics and Cuddle at 12 p.m. tomorrow.
All right, so I'm scrolling down, and right here, I'll let it load up.
It's showing up here.
Yeah, it's just gonna take a second. It's kind of lagging behind a little bit, but this is the Cuddle section, so I'll go ahead and click on that. There is also a Minky section, I believe. It's not.
I think we only carry Cuddle, but
We carry Minky too.
oh, do we? Never heard of that.
I have. Alrighty. So the only ones you're allowed to shop for are the ones that say sold out. So when you click on it, you can't buy it. So
If it does say sold out, it's going to be coming back.
it will. If it says sold out, that's one thing that we will keep in stock. And one thing I would love to add is the way we keep our fabric prices so low is that we're ordering in massive quantities, but we're ordering very select lines where it's kind of it's hit or miss if it's something that we'll pick back up again. So if it's something that you foresee yourself needing another time in the future, I would always recommend buying an extra yard or two. We cut at a 37 or 38 inch yard anyway. And then our backings are all torn. They're not cut, so everything should be straight enough. Someone's saying USBs. Do we get those on the website?
Oh, they should have been.
Okay.
Are you going to give away another one?
Should I give away? What about one of those bracelets?
Um,
The USB bracelets?
well, I think they're brand new. We just got them in. I would do these. I would do.
Are you saying the bracelets are used?
No.
Oh.
These are like the latest and greatest.
All right, let's see.
Let's pick two winners.
Two winners? Oh, they are right there. Look at that. You guys can't see.
Fine. Oh, there it is.
Latency. So right there, if you type in USB on that search bar, it's the third thing that comes up.
If you wanted to buy one.
Oh, they all do.
Oh, they do?
They told me. Every single person, all 300 people inside this chat want to buy a USB.
These are the 2 gigabyte. We especially get a version that works with Brother and Janome and Buff biking. So these are tested on all these models to make sure that they're the right one, that you won't have to get rid of it and try a different one. There's
Tammy, what was in your cart and what was sold out?
uh-oh.
I will go ahead and I'll get that fixed here shortly for you.
I hope it wasn't the ScanNCut.
It shouldn't be, but also there was a question about, okay, on your website it says the DX is $890. Correct. The DX, so there's a 230D and a 230DX. The 230D is the one that is $849 and the DX is $899. The DX is the new model. It doesn't come with the toolkit, but it comes with everything else. The 230D comes with that toolkit. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're shopping between the two. It is more beneficial to grab the one that's $50 cheaper, and you also get a toolkit with it. Let's see. There was one thing I saw in here. I did draw for the USBs earlier, but I'm drawing for one now. Let's see. The design wall feature would also be useful under the threads bucket. Yeah, you're right. I wish we could do something like that. That'd be cool.
We can ask the designer of our website.
We could do something like that. Yeah. Okay. Hold off on the ScanNCuts. Are you texting Kenneth right now?
I'm looking on our website to see if it says it's the.
We need to model the USB bracelets now. We have a fashion walk. All right. Let's see. There was one. I can't find it now. You just keep commenting. Oh, flat rate shipping. Yes. That's so if you purchase anything over $49, it's free shipping. Anything under $49 is going to be $6.95 flat rate shipping anytime, anywhere in the U.S. Just as a kind of a little precursor, if you live in Canada, we are working very diligently to try to get our system to allow you to purchase from Canada. So give us a couple days. We're working on it really hard. Tammy's, I think Tammy.
Do you
Can
have Tammy email?
Yeah, can you email me? I'm sitting here looking at my emails while Darren's blabbering. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one short, and then we will go ahead and launch the other one, so you guys can all file inside of there. So give me about 30 seconds, and the other one will be live.
If you refresh your screen after we close this out, if you can't see our new live box on Facebook or YouTube, just refresh your screen, and that'll come up for you.